I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Folks, let's stand. Is the pastor here? He usually does prayer. No? Okay.
I will say prayer. He wasn't here last week, and he fell and broke his hip, so he will not be here for a while. So our thoughts and prayers are with him.
Okay.
Are you leading prayer? We're good, thank you.
Precious Heavenly Father, we thank you for your blessings of life. To this blessing we thank you for, Lord, is your Son and our loving Savior, Jesus Christ. Paid it all at Calvary and brought us back to thee, O God. We thank you and we praise you. Be with this meeting here today. It will be conducted in peace and in harmony. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call. Okay, Floyd.
Here.
Byron.
Here.
Brenda. Here. Billy. Not Billy. Jimmy.
Here.
And
I'm here.
then Jenny. I called her Brenda a lot. I don't know why. Okay, all here, and the attorney's here.
Has everybody had a chance to look over the minutes from?
I have something I gotta say about the minutes, or not the minutes, but the claims, when you get to the claims.
Okay. Has everybody looked over the minutes?
From my email, there were the wording of two of the motions needed to be amended in the minutes. I sent exact language to you in an email. So you would note that amendment before you pass the minutes. Okay.
What needs to be done?
Two of the motions just need reworded.
In the minutes?
Like it said, there was a vote taken to create the park board, and that wasn't the vote. The vote was to appoint the members of the park board.
Okay. And what else?
And, the other was that the motion by Jimmy regarding the grills was to declare the grills surplus personal property and worthless. We have to use that exact language.
Oh, really?
What was that, Mike?
The grills, remember we had to declare them surplus and worthless so they could be auctioned.
Okay. So we got the grills off.
I don't know what's happened since, I'm just clarifying in the minutes.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And there's nothing mentioned about the executive meeting that was prior to that?
I did a separate thing for that.
And where is it?
It's at my office, I didn't bring it. I never had brought them before for the regular meeting.
Okay. So, because I thought you said that we had to.
Yeah, they do still get approved, the memorandums of executive sessions.
They never had last time before. We've had them, you guys have never approved them at the minute meeting.
Yeah, they should be. Just
They
put
have
it on
been.
next month's.
So I need a motion to approve the minutes for the regular scheduled meeting of April the 28th, other than the two changes that were noted, and that would be that Jenny Phillips made a motion to, what's the exact wording?
I sent it. Do you want me to read it or just,
Sure.
Gloria already has it.
Gloria, what's?
Yeah, can you read it for everybody?
The motion for new park board should be motion to appoint the proposed members, Bob Staver, Dwayne Irvin, Bill Hall, Mary Hall, Raul Arnaz of the Parks Board, made by Jenny, second by Byron. Vote 2-2, motion failed for lack of a majority vote and will be considered again next month.
Was Gloria offered to break that tie?
No,
Well, you should have been.
it was not offered. I don't even remember them being rejected.
It wasn't, it didn't go
Yeah,
completely
I
through.
started to say, I don't remember
It
that.
didn't go completely
Where'd you
through.
get that from?
Jenny got up and
Who
left.
did those to you?
We didn't get to finish
That
it.
was off the minutes you sent me.
Well, I didn't say it didn't go through. I don't know. I didn't see it.
It didn't go through.
So it was
The
voted to not go
grills-
through?
It was 2 and 2.
Okay, so Gloria should have been a tiebreaker.
No, because Floyd and Jimmy never gave a yes or no.
Okay, so they
Before it was
didn't.
interrupted. It was not completed at the
Okay.
time, because Jenny got mad, got up and stormed out,
I did.
which I understand.
I did.
You did, I
Because when it
understand why.
takes 2 minutes to give an answer, you still haven't answered, that's no. No answer's no, so.
I didn't hear
So
a
the vote was
no.
unclear and it
Okay.
just automatically got moved to this meeting.
Let me have a minute here.
Like, let me finish giving Gloria the language for the minutes.
I need a copy of that, so I'll put it in my
Yep,
minutes.
it's in your email.
Oh,
You can just copy and paste.
I'm sorry I didn't get it.
Okay. Motion by James Phillips to declare the grill surplus personal property and worthless. Second by Floyd Light. Motion carries 3-0. So those are my 2 amendments to the minutes.
Can I have my
With the
minute?
caveat that I only got the second page of the minutes.
I had my minute.
Sure.
Okay. On the
I
grill.
didn't see the minutes.
Okay.
I've been to the courthouse checking and everything. There's 5 lots here that does not belong to the town.
Oh,
This is one of them, there's
Gotcha.
3 here and 2 back there. This does not belong to the town. And I can prove it unless there's a recorded deed, and there is no recorded deed. They said they gave it to the town, but they forgot to record the deed. I can't find one.
Yeah, Mr.
So
Stiglman
you
told me
better-
that there was no deed,
Tell me that too.
that it was a
I said,
handshake.
There was no handshake. You can't deed property over with a handshake.
Okay,
No way in the world. A true deed stays a true deed, a false deed stays a false deed. A false deed can't be made a true deed, and a true deed can't be made a false deed. Now, if you give somebody something, you better go to the courthouse and record it, because it will not stand up in court.
is
that
this
right,
about the
Marla?
grills though?
That's about everything in the 5 lots right here.
So what's the point of the grills that you're
The
making?
point is, we're here talking about cutting this up and making a pinball thing, and we don't own the land. That's the point. Who does own it? The Lions Club owns it. I read
Lions
the
Club.
charter back there. I read the charter back there.
Mr. Stiglman said that they would draw up something with the town and an attorney, and our attorney, if we wanted, so that we could assume this responsibility and this land. So that's something that you need to draw up, and Mr.
Whenever he
Stiglman said
draws
the
it up,
Lions Club will sign it.
Whenever he draws it up, then the sign comes to that, and then we'll see what's going on. Until it's drawn up, there ain't no sense in having a pickleball here and a $900,000 water park up there and this and that. We don't own these 5 lots.
Well, and in that case, you shouldn't have been making no motions to
I'm
make
fine with that.
the
I didn't-
grills worthless. Because Bill Tressler called me today and said that they were offered to him for $100
That guy back
apiece.
there come up here, and he's the one that said make them worthless. Was you Miller? Or was you the one that said cut up the things and make them worthless?
No.
Pickleball? You
No,
wouldn't?
not them.
What'd you say when you come up here in front of town hall?
About the girls, we need to sell them at auction or online auction. And I've got 2 of them already sold for $100 a piece.
That's what you said, Tressler's supposed to buy them for $100 a piece.
Yeah.
That's what you told us up there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, then you told us about the pickleball and everything else.
If they're not our equipment, as you're stating, we shouldn't be selling them.
We shouldn't be doing nothing.
Madam President, do you,
Wow.
I think there is a motion on the table to accept the minutes as amended. Was that motion made?
I make a
No.
motion that we find out that Mark Stigman wants to give us these 5 lots.
So are you making a motion to approve or not approve these minutes as they are worded right
I'll
now?
make a motion to approve the minutes, but not as what was said up here, because I didn't say that, he did. About selling this and doing this and everything. So are we
So I have a motion on the table to accept the minutes outside of the fact of the statements that Jimmy made about selling any of the grill parts.
I didn't make it say he did.
Okay, so
All right.
we'll
Let's
take,
just
we
leave
will
everything
remove, you
out.
have to remove that statement if you
Just
didn't
take
say
everything
it.
out, it's just part of here till it's just straightened out in the courthouse. That's fine and dandy.
So I have a motion on the
I
table.
second it.
All right, Byron seconds it. All in favor except for the claims on the selling the grill parts.
Aye.
Aye. Jenny? All right, I'll agree. All right, so next is gonna be claims.
I have
And
something I
Gloria
want to
has
say on
something that she
that.
needs to say about it.
Yeah, Floyd has a receipt on there. He paid for mills, which, you know, it's okay. I'm just telling you what the State Board of Accounts told me.
What's mills?
he bought mills uptown for the, when they were doing the work, and brought the receipt out, and I was to pay it. So I called State Board of Accounts. I know I have it in here. The
When we
ordinance,
was doing those water deal up there, when putting them in, they was talking about they was gonna take off for dinner, and we wanted to get it finished, and I said, I'll buy dinner if you can handle chicken and noodles. And they said, well, yeah. So I went and got it for everybody. that was
Oh,
working
meals,
out.
meals.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying something else, I didn't know what it was.
So they could keep working and not have to take a break and take longer to get the job done.
but anyway, he gave me the receipt, and they said that it was under ordinance 2007 something, and I have that with me. I don't know what happened to it. But anyway, I called State Board of Accounts, and the ordinance that they gave me was for like working. If you go to, or not working, like the policeman goes to the academy, he gets his meals reimbursed or something like that. She said it's okay if you guys vote on it to approve it, to pay it. But we should have an ordinance that clearly states that if they're working for the town.
If a contractor is working for the
Yeah,
town,
and if
that
they
we can
agree.
buy them meals.
Yeah, we need something to, if we're gonna continue to do that, we need to have an ordinance, because I couldn't find anything about that. I'm not picking on you, Floyd.
So he can't be, so
Because the
if
first-
there's no ordinance to do it, can he be, I
They
mean, can
said-
you go back and repay him?
They said, if you guys agree, if the poor, if.
How much was the bill?
Was $110. It's on the minute, or on the.
118.
118.
Yeah. But,
So we need a motion to pay that guy that $118 to feed them people working on that thing.
No, it's included in the total claims. She
So
was
we
just
don't
pointing
have-
that
It's
one
in the
out.
claims.
You don't have to vote on it separately. but-
I just wanted to bring it to your attention. You guys can vote on it and agree on it, but if we're gonna continue to do that, we need to have something plainer than what,
Well, let's hope
Because
they
we
never have
can't-
another leak.
yeah, well.
Had a 45
Because when I first
leak.
took office, I wanted flowers for out in front. I paid for them the first year myself. And the State Board of Accounts came in and did an audit, and I asked them, I said, if I want flowers for out in front in the office, do I have to pay for them, or can the town pay for them? He says the town can pay for them. But the very first year, I didn't know what fund to take it out of. I was not clear, so I paid for the flowers myself. And then I wasn't clear what to do with that.
So when Bill Tressler and I invited all of Ted's crew here, when they were working on the, coal and them, Bill Tressler and I paid for that stuff out of our pocket. We didn't bill that to the town.
But I just want, whenever I'm gone and an audit's done, and this receipt comes up, I'm not lying, stealing, or cheating, but they can write you up and just say, you did not do this. So I basically just want, if you guys approve it, but if we're gonna continue to do it anymore, we need to have something a little bit plainer, that, if people are working contractors, because I had that with me, and I do not, does anybody have it with their stuff? It's a ordinance page with the receipt on it. I bet you I left that in my claims page.
Yeah, because I didn't hardly get a big
I always
packet
have-
from you this time.
I have so many papers that I get overwhelmed, but no, I had it, it's in my claims packet. You can stop out, or I'll make copies for you guys and let you see it, because I just wanted to make sure I did the right thing. Because, they, getting wrote up by the State Board of Accounts is not that bad. They do that to every department usually. It's just to tell you what you should or should not do. So I don't want that to, happen. I wanted to bring it up, it'll be in the minutes. That way, if anything's said, it was brought up. Just, and I'm gonna get flowers this year, but the town won't pay for them.
We will pay for it. We'll pay for that other thing.
No. My first year I paid for them because I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, you know now, though.
Yeah, last year the town paid for them, but this year they will.
So I need to work with someone on what the scope of that ordinance will be, what kinds of things you intend to reimburse and what amounts. So
I
don't
will
know if
send
there's a
you-
council member that would like to volunteer to be in charge of that ordinance.
Do we really need to have it? Just don't do it.
If we don't pay, if we don't reimburse him, then we don't have to
Well,
have
I
it.
mean,
But
we
if you're
can do
doing
it this time, but further
But
future.
don't do it in the future.
Don't do it in the future.
Well, then it can stay that way.
Yeah, I mean, just plain and simple, no.
Are you okay with paying the $118 reimbursement, Jimmy?
Yeah,
Okay, I just didn't know because your head was down, so I didn't know if you were thinking something different.
I mentioned, I made a motion to pay me, and
Alright.
something you said.
Well, then I need a motion to approve the claims, but Stouders is on there, just so you know, so if you have looked at that.
I saw it.
What's wrong with Stouter's claim?
I just
Well,
think.
there is some kind of discrepancy because, Justin Stouter called me and said that they are only going by the contract that was signed by Dave Duddleston and Randy Young, which was back when Randy was here, and that it was only for the water department, because Randy was certified for the sewer department. And then Ted and I had talked to them and came up with a contract, and Ted kept sending it back and forth, and we, with Stouter, I have all the emails for Stouter's new contract.
When was it?
That was back when Randy quit.
What is the monthly claim for? What amount?
$2,360.
I'm saying that in the monthly claims, they'd be at the bottom of the page. What are you talking about, the?
So anyway, this is the point. They
Oh,
say
Stouters. I thought you
Stouters
meant
is-
all of them. Sorry.
Stouters told me that they were only going by the contract that was signed and released to them for whatever they were charging us when Randy Young was there. They said they're still working with the sewer department and the water department, but yet they're charging us the fees of the contract that's not signed. So to me, that's not clear.
Is that
A
contract
lot of
just the
stuff,
one?
a lot of stuff.
The contract that they say that they are abiding by is the contract that was signed by Randy Young and Dave Duddleston.
But that was for both of them, right?
That was just for the water
Just for the
department.
water.
Yes.
Now then they got a contract with both of them.
There was another contract that was
That they had
presented, and I have it, I sent it to Mara and I sent it to Justin. And, Ted had revised it or whatever, cause they were trying to charge us more than, he had actually thought that they should charge us. And it never came to council and it never got signed, obviously, which I didn't realize. So Justin is saying that they are going by that old contract, not the new contract, but yet they're charging us for the fees of the new contract, not the old contract.
The one that was signed in 2024 is $1,040 per month.
That was from Dave
With
and
some
Randy.
potential extra hourly for certain items.
Correct,
And that is water only.
yes, and that's what he
The
said they're going by.
unsigned new one that was supposed to be for 25 and 26 calendar years was $2,200 a month. And that was for water and wastewater.
So they're charging us for the water and wastewater, but they're not gonna abide by that contract. So that makes me
Do they
think,
offer wastewater? Are they doing both services?
Yes.
Yeah.
We just don't seem to have a signed copy?
a signed contract, correct.
Would you have a signed copy by any chance?
I really have no idea what
Gloria?
I'll
any of
look,
this
I don't
is, so
recall.
I have no idea what any of
Stouter,
this
is the
is,
people
so.
that come out and do the water, is it the testing? that
I
you
understand
do?
who Stouter is, I
Ted
don't know
does
what the
his
detailed
testing.
contracts is. I think this is another case of harassment.
I
It is
just-
not harassment, it's a fact. Do you have the emails from Stouter that I sent you? Right there are both contracts, is that true?
I have the two
Yes.
contracts.
So it is not another case of whatever you think, Ted. Ted does his testing, Seth does his testing, Matt Corwin comes and he oversees what Ted does and what Seth does.
But they
at
just
both
sign
plants.
off. All they
He
do
just
is sign
signs
their
off
name
on
for
it, yes.
$4,000 a month, right?
For,
That's all they do is sign the name.
he only signs his name, he don't do no testing or anything, Ted does his own.
He does all the work and then they
And
ask.
Seth does all the work.
He's in for $2,000 for each one.
No, just the 20,
19-something.
whatever
I
she
don't know,
said.
this took place when we all first began.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
know why it's just now coming up. To me, it should have already been solved. You know, why are you just now finding it?
I tried to solve it.
I don't remember you trying to solve it.
No, I tried to solve it when that contract came up.
I don't remember it.
Gloria, is there any chance you have a signed copy
I'll look and
of
see if I
this
have
from-
one. There is so
from
much of
25?
this job, I can't remember everything, and I will look
It's
and
not your
see.
fault.
No, I'm not taking it as my fault.
So
I
I'm
just
just
say,
saying.
my goodness, why now? Why are we doing it now?
Because when we get audited,
Yeah,
they're
well-
charging us for a contract that they're not abiding by and using an old contract.
When we get audited, as long as we don't steal, cheat, or lie, we'll be okay. But if we steal, we can go to jail. I worked for the county for 20 years, and I worked in the sheriff's offices, and we got wrote up every year about something. Wrote up means you're not doing this right, you need to redo it this way, blah, 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 blah. I think 1 year, we did not get any write-ups.
They can still tag us though.
Well, tagging and writing up's about the same thing.
I mean, it does behoove the town to have a signed contract, so when you're paying
Yeah, I believe
claims,
that.
they are based on the
I
signed
believe that,
contract.
but I don't remember them
So,
even bringing
I
it up
don't know
before.
who needs to be involved in making sure the substance of what Stouter provides is what we actually need.
I was
assume
just-
That would be Ted.
I was
Am
on
I at
the,
liberty to work with Ted and Stouter to get a new contract signed?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I was under
Jenny, do you
the,
agree that she can work with them to get
I was
contracts
under the
signed?
impression that all they did was make sure that Ted and Seth was doing what they were supposed to be doing. That's what I was under the impression. I don't know what is it you're stating?
Because why are they charging us that much money? But here's the thing, if Ted and Seth had their testing.
I don't know,
their
it's
certification done,
expensive.
If they had their certification done, their testing done, we wouldn't need them.
Yeah, but they haven't had a chance yet, dear.
I know. So while we're using them, if, you know, the contract says that we don't have to pay them this much money, then that's what we need to do. They're going by. a different
Why didn't they
contract.
bring that to our attention before now?
I
Stouter
don't-
and Stouter. I'm not mad at you.
I don't know.
I just don't
Gloria.
understand
I
it.
don't know.
I don't understand it. If somebody's overpaying me, I would let them know. If I'm overcharging somebody, you know,
Well, not everyone practices business like that.
you
so
know, they
I
should have
don't
let it,
know.
if
Or
we're
maybe
overpaying
don't
them,
realize
they
it.
should have
I
let us
don't
know. I don't
I don't
know, you know, I'm just confused on why it's just, now, I'm not taking it personal, I'm not upset, I just don't understand why it's just brought up now after 2.5 years,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't
Like she
see-
said, you know, nobody
You can
knows.
motion to pull that claim separate and vote on everything else,
Okay.
or you can just vote to pass the claims as they are.
I would like to make a motion to pull this until we can get the contract figured out or, you know, get one.
I will look first thing tomorrow for that
Well,
contract.
I second that motion.
So Jenny
I'll
seconded.
back off.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Who seconded it?
Jenny made it, Jenny seconded it.
Jenny and Jenny.
Alright, so we have Kyle Champ here to go over the insurance.
Well, we're actually gonna do Pete Crowell first, because Pete's gonna be a visiting person and stuff, and he has to
Yeah,
leave
he's on
now.
there first.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry Kyle, I know you got a ball game.
I can wait. No, you're good. Yeah, fine. I don't want to leave it. My name is, over here, right?
Yes.
My name is
That's
Pete
perfect.
Krause. I am the Federal Programs Manager and EPA wastewater specialist for the Alliance of Indiana Rural Water. What you guys were talking about, using services by Stouter as a contract operator, I can address a little bit of that before I get into the rest of it. But you're required by IDEM to have certified operators for both your water and wastewater. And currently, the staff that you have on hand don't have their certification. So you're kind of at the mercy of any contract operator. And I will say that the amount that you're paying doesn't seem really all that outrageous to me with the experience I have with the Alliance. I know some towns pay quite a bit more for the same service, but you do have two guys, Seth and Ted, that are doing the day-to-day stuff. They also have the ability to call services by Stouter with questions. I think Harley Asher is actually the responsible charge operator, but what's the day-to-day guy?
Matt Cole.
Matt Corwin, yeah,
Yeah.
Matt Corwin comes and he's a pretty good operator, to be honest with you. Harley is too. I know both of them from starting with the Alliance and about 5 years ago. So, with that said, as part of my job, the Alliance, we do water and wastewater resources. We are a resource, free resource for most of all the utilities in the state of Indiana. We provide training, we help troubleshoot, we help with any kind of managerial stuff, paperwork, that kind of stuff. That's what we're here for. My experience with Ted and with Redkey has been great. I will say about 2 years ago when Ted kind of abruptly came out of retirement and took over for Randy, him taking on the job of the long-term control plan for your CSO program was phenomenal, just because he's retired from a whole different industry, and stepping into this and taking the bull by the horns has helped Redkey immensely. With our relationship, I knew that in our discussions, I knew that you guys were going to need some funding to help with the CSO project or separation that you had going on, and I was lucky enough to put the Indiana Finance Authority and EPA in touch with Ted, and with Ted's leadership, look at the project that you have going now. I mean, ultimately, the project from the lady at IFA, she told me that this project could be worth $300,000 to $500,000 to come up with this PER at the end of the project. So that's all money that Redkey is going to get for nothing to do the work that needs done. Also, my understanding as part of this project, the work through AECOM, they're an engineering company that's overseeing this project, and then you have ERG. Actually, ERG is overseeing the project. AECOM is overseeing the boots on the ground project. And then you have Wolpert, which is a contractor for AECOM that came out and did a sewer survey. And I was privileged enough to come and work with them a couple days to get them on the right path to do the sanitary sewer work and manhole. We checked out the manholes for 2 days and did an assessment of condition. That's part of your asset management plan, which is required to turn into the state to see if you guys are going to qualify for SRF funding at the end of the year. And all I can say is, if you didn't have Ted overseeing this project, I don't know that you would have the project. He has stepped up and done so much more work than maybe some of you can imagine, as far as making sure everything is organized, the information is in place. AECOM, we have monthly progress meetings, and there's so much that's been dumped on him just because he's here. He has the experience with Redkey. Not a lot of experience, just 2 years, but those 2 years of working here in Redkey, learning everything, you couldn't get that anywhere else. So unless you're here doing the job, you have a young man, Seth, who's taken over the water department, and I know he's working toward his license. It's up to you guys as a community and the board to support these guys and make sure they can get their certifications and they're paid commensurate with those certifications, because you see the bill that you get from Services by Stoddard every month. Well, Services by Stoddard, actually, their office is in Hamilton, Indiana, and Matt Corwin lives in Pennville. Seth lives here in town, right? Or just outside of town. Ted lives here in town. So if something goes on, all you have to do is pick up the phone, and you've got 2 men that live in town that can take care of whatever's going on. So.
Do you have books that you gotta study to take that test?
Oh, yes, sir. You
How
have.
many books do you got?
For Class 2, there are 2 Sacramento books from California. There's a Class 1 or a Volume 1, Volume 2. Then you need to study your rules and regulations, or the certification manual from IDEM, and then you have a pre-treatment manual from EPA that you have to
Where do you
study.
get them books and stuff?
You can get them online. You can order them. Yes.
Can I buy them?
Absolutely. You can buy for both water and wastewater. Not to take up much more of your time, but the Alliance offers an apprenticeship program through the Alliance. It's a 2-year program. You can have water and wastewater person in this program. There may be money available that will offset the expense of your operator going through that 2-year program. I know in some cases, the community had the entire program paid for through some sort of grant. Now, I'm not saying you guys qualify for it because I don't know. I'd have to look into that a little further or have Kelly Gardner, our apprentice coordinator, look into that a little further.
Look into it.
But there is money. I'll get the information to Ted if that's all right, sir.
Yeah.
But to support these guys, or women, because I know there's several towns that have women working in the same field. So,
He's been marvelous with this. Sure.
to come out of retirement and start another career, it's another career, right? You got a young man in Seth that can grow with the town and learn, and the more experience, the more times they're out fixing water main breaks and installing services. That's all experience that you can't just replace calling services by Stouter and saying, hey, we've got a main break. They don't really know, they're not familiar with your town. Can they fix it? Sure, they'll figure it out and get it fixed, but these guys here in town can do it a lot faster.
Will you help them get their permits?
Yes, sir, I will. I will.
You help them get their permits.
Something else to think about is maybe looking at hiring somebody with Ted. I don't want to say younger because that's not really politically correct, but someone that's willing to step up, because Ted's retired once. I don't know how much longer he really wants to do this, but he is a very community-minded person. He and his wife both. They care about Redkey. So let's try to get him some help maybe, and so that they can build on what he's learned, what Seth has learned, and go get their certification. And hopefully, if you can get both Seth and Ted or the new person to be dual certified, water and wastewater. If someone decides to leave or gets hurt, you've got a backup.
You help us get them certified.
I'll do it. All right, that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pete.
Okay. It's up to you.
I'm confused.
Why?
Well, you confused.
What's your question?
So what's okay, he works with you then?
No, he's with the Alliance, so if I have questions, instead of going to IDEM, I go to Pete or someone from the Alliance that has an expertise in the particular area. There's CSO people, there are sewer people, there are water people, so.
Okay, so he wasn't here to like promote a service or anything?
No, he was here to
Okay.
say how important it is, the job that having someone like myself and Seth. doing
Yeah,
it.
I understand that, and Ted, you're a smart fella, and everybody loves you, and I think you're a great asset to this town, I really do. This right here, I felt like it was just props to you, which maybe that's what you wanted. I was waiting for, like a service or something, like, here, this is what we can do for the town. I wasn't sure where it was going, but.
You
We
heard
do
about
offer services,
we need
though.
a third person, that was one of the keys.
Yeah.
We need, because I know you're talking about services by Stouter and stuff in their bill. We have to have a third person so that we can actually free up
Get
time.
that done, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All
And
right.
they do offer services, they offer that apprenticeship. Chad Reynolds is over the water part,
Okay.
Pete does the sewer part.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Kyle.
Well, I'm just here to answer any questions you guys have. I know there were some concerns about renting some facilities and different things, so you just let me know what your concerns are and I will let you
So if
know.
we have a contractor or a community person inside the buildings doing things to help the town, I'm not saying it's not to help the town, but what is your recommendations for coverage if something would happen while they're in there working or someone would get hurt in that situation?
General rule of thumb for all municipalities, if you're having a contractor that's coming on your facility to do work, if you're having somebody to rent a facility,
Or volunteers too?
yeah, I'll get with that.
Okay.
But contractors, for example, general rule of thumb is minimum, they have the same limits as you. So a minimum of $1 million combined single limit. They need to list the city as additional insured, so that way if something happens, then you're gonna help be protected underneath their policies as well. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what happens, the city's always gonna be brought into suit. So then that lady's gonna have to defend it, whether it's, frivolous or not, you're still gonna have to defend it. So, general rule of thumb is contractors, make sure you always get certificates of insurance on those. And if you need me to review those, I can, but we've got to make sure that we have those in hand before they get on site and they're doing the work, and then we have the town listed as additional insured on the contractor side.
Well, that's not what I had in mind when I wanted him to come here. I want to know why we're only covered to have 5 events in this town per year.
Events,
That's what I was told, we were only covered for 5 events. The people we're talking about in the old firehouse are all volunteers. They're part of the Redkey Community Development Committee. They're restoring that firehouse at no cost to the town right now. They're working their asses off, and they want to have events where they could sell chili dinner or whatever to raise money to take care of that. I was told we weren't covered under that, to have that kind of event.
no, I understand that, I understand where your side is here, but then you got to look at the town side too, because that puts the taxpayers at inherent risk if they don't have the proper.
My question is, are we only covered for 5 events? That's all I need to know.
We can cover events if you guys want to pay for certain ones, yes.
But we're only covered for right now for 5 events. Is that
There is
correct?
no set number of events, no.
Why'd you tell me that?
Yeah, Mark,
No.
Mark,
No.
where are
And
you?
that might have been from years ago, that was my understanding, was there was 5 or 6 events.
Yes, there are, so
That was part of the insurance each year.
every company has different events that they want insure, because every city has different ones, right? They're not all going to be customary to the town. So you have like a chili cook-off and stuff, okay? Yeah, we need to list that on there because that's an additional exposure. Somebody made an example earlier of the person that fell and broke their hip, okay? You have an old fire station, right? We have people coming in there, they're on a walker, they're coming through. They trip on this concrete that's like this, they fall down and break their hip. Guess who's getting sued?
Okay, my next question for that.
Okay.
If we're only covered, say, for the 5, and they're all not happening at the same time, I mean, how's that work? You only allow 5 period for a whole year?
No, it's based on the type of event, it's based on the type of event. So there's a lot of things that go into it. It's not just, get just events, okay, out of the head, right? Let's move that out. It's the exposure. So how many people we have, and what type of event is it? What type of people are going to be there? Because that's how the insurance company is going to look at it and say, what type of risk are we retaining here by allowing them to do that? And is it a bounce house? Well, we don't want to do that, right? Because the risk there is going to be much greater. A chili cook-off, okay, that's not that bad. We can add those on there typically. You know, those are not going to be very much at all. So it's not just the event, it's the type of the event, the amount of people that could be there.
Well, if it was a town-wide event, you'd have no idea how many people's going to show up, maybe 50 one year and 500,000 the next.
Yeah, but they can get a good gauge. A lot of these carriers know based on the size of the towns, you know, what type of risk they're going to be taking on by doing it.
Gas boom days, we
Yeah.
always do that.
Yeah. No, and there are certain ones that are automatically listed underneath there right now. That's covered.
But they're not set in stone, right?
But here's the difference, okay? You gotta remember this too. If the town is the one sponsoring the event and putting it on, then they're the ones that retain that insurance. If you're letting somebody else use your property or your facilities and they're sponsoring an event, like Fun for Kids, then they need to be the one that's doing the insurance.
Okay. So
Could you
yeah,
elaborate on those single event policies that other organizations can purchase?
You just like a standard
Like
one-day
a
event?
one-day event?
Yes, so there's multiple carriers, like wedding events, so, you know, when you get a wedding, right? All of you have been to a wedding. Whenever you go to a wedding, you gotta go on there in every event, once you have $1 million policy, listing them as additional insured. We can get those for a little bit of nothing. You got the wedding events one day, the bounce houses, all those can be purchased for anywhere from $75 to typically $130 for the event. And that'll list the town as an additional insured and protect them if you have an outside person coming in that's sponsoring an event using the city's resources, whatever you want to call it. Because in reality, when we're dealing with the town and these type of things, we're worried about 2 main tort or claims that can happen. We're about negligence and premise liability. Okay? Because an attorney, we're sitting right there, if I'm coming in here and we have a crack or something in the sidewalk, they say, well, they knew that was there and they didn't fix it. And somebody could grab a hold of it, somebody falls down and gets hurt. So we're trying to just make sure that the taxpayers are protected instead of
So
being
then we
exposed.
won't have to really require say the Redkey Economic Development Committee to carry their own insurance policy, we could put it on ours for 75 or 100 bucks,
No,
right?
I can't do that. No, because that's a completely separate entity.
This ain't making a bit of damn sense to me. It sounds like we're talking in circles on this.
So Byron, it's the opposite. The 75 to 130 that he quoted is for the third party to go and just get a 1-day policy to protect the event that day.
Okay, Mark, you guys purchase your own insurance for fireworks?
Well, that's what I was getting ready to ask. Well, fireworks is a different thing. So
How
I'm
is it?
sponsored
It's
by
an
the town.
event.
The town is the one that actually holds the fireworks. That's what the thing with the contract is and everything. So the fireworks is actually a town-sponsored event. The fire department itself does not, as an entity, does not have anything to do with the fireworks.
Okay.
So the people in the fire department that shoot the fireworks off are acting as an employee of the fireworks company that day.
Okay, how about the traffic pool?
We're just unpaid, so we've all, it's usually at 10%. So, and I had the same question, I guess, the Easter egg hunt and the tractor pull and gas thing. My understanding was that was covered
Now,
through the town.
with the fireworks, the town is covered as additional insured underneath the company that's setting those off,
Okay,
okay?
that's understandable. I get that.
Yes. The truck pool is a separate policy because the town's fire department policy will cover certain events. The truck pool is out at a normal and customary event that they don't want to insure anymore because of the inherent risks that are involved. So we get a separate policy for that to cover the town and the fire department, both on that. Easter egg hunt, that's underneath the policy. You know, chili cook-off, that's underneath the policy, all those type of things. Those are fine underneath the fire department. Because the fire department is the one that is sponsoring it and putting it on, okay?
Right.
So if I come to you and I say, hey, I want to lease this for a reunion. Well, you would say, well, just throw it on the town's policy. Well, I can't do that because I don't have any insurable interest with the town. So I need to get my own policy to cover this in case something happens in here. And I could help you guys too, because underneath a lot of homeowners policies, you can add a 1-day rider for events like this for a little bit of nothing, and sometimes it's even free.
Well, that'd be up my alley, free. I like that part of what I'm hearing so far. I'm gonna do some serious thinking on this myself.
Yeah, I don't understand, like, we rent this cabin, and the
Yeah.
people that rent it, are they supposed to get extra?
Yes.
They never have.
They haven't, no. And I've
Why
recommended
is it
that.
brought up now? No one ever
How
has.
much
We
is it
did.
to rent the cabin for a day?
$140.
Okay.
Nobody has ever
And
got
then-
insurance.
Then how much of that is reimbursed? 40, so I wonder if for convenience and to make sure, I wonder if part of that 140 could just go towards, getting a 1-day insurance policy for their
We've never
event.
had that issue.
Most
I don't
homeowners
understand.
policies will extend over for an event like that.
So my homeowner's policy would cover if I fell down and broke my hip here.
Well, no,
No?
not for you, it's just for negligence and, but if you, a lot of homeowners policies have, it's built in the back of it, but they have an endorsement you can add for a 1-day special event. And a lot of times they'll increase that up to $1 million. Some companies will do it for free, others will do it for 25, 50 bucks. It varies on your carrier underneath there. But that's something very simple. They can add the town as additional insured. That's fine. But the carrier knows the risk here. I mean, I would recommend it. Anytime you rent something out, you typically have 3 ways to go with insurance. I mean, there's 4, but I'm just going to go to 3. You either retain it, you avoid it, or you transfer it. So when you let these outside people come in, you're retaining that whole risk when you have no control technically over what they're doing in here, right? So we want to transfer that risk from the town to them who are using these facilities.
Well, then we'd have to up the price to rent the cabin to cover the insurance costs, and there ain't nobody gonna rent a cabin at that expense. And I would not, sure as hell ain't gonna vote on it to let that pass.
So then if something happens and somebody gets hurt and you're on here and you choose not to vote for that, and the town gets sued for, $750,000.
Well, it sounds to me like it wasn't properly gone through the insurance when this was all agreed to in the first place, because I've never heard anything like this for insurance on this park cabin. My God, I've rented this park cabin for the last 60 years, more times than people are sitting in here.
Well, and that was one of the reasons we was brought here. to explain this, to go over it.
I think it was over the deal up at the fire station.
Yeah, that old fire
That's what they were
station,
concerned about.
Well, so I'm
We're
saying,
never really concerned about the park cabin, we don't want anybody to sue us. But what I don't understand is, we've been renting this for years, I had my wedding reception here. That's been a long
I
time
say
ago.
you've been very lucky, nothing has happened.
Yeah, well, I
Because
think.
every other town I work with
So what would be
requires
the
an
cost to
insurance
add
policy along with a rental fee for any
Right.
government-owned property.
Okay, is there such thing as a floating rider that would cover an event at the old fire station? They decide to have a moon bounce uptown or
I mean, it would be feasible from a price standpoint. That's why we insure them individually based on their own inherent risk. Because a bounce house is gonna have a different risk than it is a
Right.
football.
And so once somebody files a tort against us, we don't have any, we can't do anything about it, right? Is that the way I understand it?
What do you mean?
So like if somebody falls and files a lawsuit against us, can the council say, well, we're not interested, we don't wanna do that? Do we have a say-so in that?
When they file a tort, that's just putting you on notice that they could file a claim within a couple of years. Most of the time when they do that, they're just putting you on notice, you can correct me if I'm wrong, to compile the information to see if there is enough there to proceed with the claim. Most of the time, they don't really go anywhere. I mean, I've been doing this for 18 years and most of the time it's frivolous stuff, but there are times when they're not, and they will push any angle they can. So when they do that, it's just a matter of, hey, is there enough evidence here to proceed or not? Basically.
The tort claim period is giving the town an opportunity to settle valid claims so it doesn't have to go to litigation.
Yes.
That's through lawyers, not through the council, correct?
You would have to approve and payment.
Yes.
Are your insurance covering that woman that died last year? The tort claim notice.
I'm not gonna get into that here.
It's being handled by insurance
Yeah,
defense
I'm not gonna
counsel.
get
So we
involved
can't
in that.
talk specifics.
Do you have insurance on this park cabin here?
Yes, we do.
Town?
Yes.
Can I see your policy, please?
You can come up to the office and see it.
I'll be there.
Come on up.
Like Gloria should have.
So
it. Gloria should
I've
have.
got all
basically,
the
the
fire
events they're gonna have,
contracts
the old
and
fire,
everything.
same thing, to raise money to fix the fire department.
Yes.
I'm gonna
And
meet
usually
you,
what,
call you back.
Meals or stuff like that, it's not up there, they're not shooting guns, target practicing or hockey or nothing, it's just to have money, a meal to raise money for the fire department. What kind of rider is that gonna cost us, something?
$75. And I get what you're saying, and I totally agree with you. You got volunteers, you're doing the work, and we want to let them do those things, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm here to protect the town too, because if they're up there working and something happens and they get severely injured, they could come back and say, well, they knew the inherent risk up here, they were negligent because the stairway wasn't the way it needed to be, and somebody falls and gets hurt, the next thing you know, boom, you're capped out at $750,000 per individual, if
Once
something
they
happens,
signed
you
the
die.
waiver, did that happen to?
Waivers don't hold up in the court of
They
law,
don't
you get
hold
disturbed.
And why do they have them?
Why? Because they make you feel warm and fuzzy, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can have me sign a waiver and I'll say, well, I really didn't understand that. I didn't understand the inherent risk involved in there.
So everything's just messed up in
I'm,
this world.
well, she's a girl, but that's my understanding, they don't really hold up. They make you feel warm and fuzzy. I mean, that's,
So the next time I take kids on a church function, we have them, don't have them sign a waiver.
And now you're
Because we
gonna have
always
to if you
had them
wanna do
sign
it.
one. And you
No.
know, now we go,
it's a standard practice, it's something you
want to volunteer this day on
now nobody will wanna do anything. Scares me to death to wanna do anything. I mean,
ain't no reason to get upset, I'm just trying to help protect the taxpayers.
that's right.
And that's all it is.
We are.
We are.
Yeah,
That's
no.
right.
Well, you do your job, I'll do mine.
Yeah, apparently.
So,
I don't.
We just don't get paid for ours.
I just don't understand it. I mean, maybe I know I'm simple-minded, but I'm not that simple-minded.
yeah.
Warm and fuzzy, so every time I have those kids sign that waiver to go on
It's
it.
just, I'm not gonna get into a bunch of this and that. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
they don't always hold up.
This was
okay?
none of this was ever brought up until we had volunteers offering to do a good job.
That's right, that's right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I totally agree, because I've sat on this side and I understand. But at the same token, I gotta make sure, that the town is protected too. And the volunteers, if you guys are doing that, that's perfectly fine. They can go up there, but have them sign the waivers.
We
and-
contacted you about coming, didn't we?
Yes.
Anybody else contact you about the insurance still? I know I contacted you today. Did she contact you about anything?
Well, to come for this,
To come to a
yeah,
meeting?
last month.
I contacted you too, though.
Yeah. I couldn't make it last month.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so that's why I came this month.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
For a group, for a community volunteer group,
ballpark, I don't wanna put you on the spot, but ballpark, what would we be looking at to insure our group? Do you have any, or is there specific insurance carriers who do that, or is it any insurance carrier?
No, there's only specific carriers that's gonna do
Okay.
something like that. Just like cities and towns, there's only a handful of them that'll do those.
Okay, so that would be a specific thing we,
Yeah, you would have to, you would want to go to like an independent agent, you know, you're not knocking it, but like your state farms and farm bureaus, they're not gonna have the capacity to do those, so you'd have to go to.
What would happen if we
like
took-
you, or like a big slur, or like
Exactly.
it's to source it out for
Yes,
us?
yes, like a broker.
Okay.
What would happen if we moved the police department out there to see?
I'm not getting into that.
Roger,
Yeah.
what's your question?
For like on a night like tonight, say one of the kids is going back and falls on the fence or something, cuts himself all up or whatever, is there any insurance on that?
Little League,
Pardon me?
the Little League,
The Little League.
the Little League,
Little League, they have insurance on their Little League?
they have insurance.
Okay, here's my story, they're using my land, I'm not Little League.
Yeah.
That's what I've been trying to tell on this point. 'Cause
And I
I donated, I didn't donate, I gave permission to have 30 feet out there, because they're going out there anyway. Now they're out there 60 feet, and we got it surveyed, the town split the thing, but where my line is, goes right alongside that diamond between the scoreboard and that. So if somebody walks across that ball diamond and it's raining and storming and gets electrocuted,
That's what I mean.
but it's their problem, but it's on my property, where we at?
Well, ask the attorney. Look, most of the time, especially when it comes to like liability, ground and stuff out there, you're gonna have to prove gross negligence, more than likely. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's typically got to be gross negligence for something greatly to pay out. If you didn't do anything wrong, yes, you're still gonna be brought into suit. Whoever owns the ground, it doesn't matter. If you own this building and whoever owns land underneath it, they're gonna bring everybody and anybody into suit, okay? They're gonna look at all the risks, you know, who did this, who did that, who was involved here. Then the attorneys will get in there.
That's what I've been trying to say.
Yes, and push, this party's
Well,
done.
it's all it boils down to is all said and done, nobody's gonna say anything, it's gonna come back to me.
On your insurance.
Pardon me?
On your insurance.
On the insurance.
On your land.
But I don't have insurance on that stack of land out there, is what I'm trying to say. It's just a farm field, you know, I don't have insurance on it.
You should have premise liability out there.
Pardon me?
Should have premise liability out there.
So, all I know is, it's gotta change.
All right, then make it simple. Just get with the Little League and we'll have them.
I went with the Little League, I went to the Little League and I asked them what they needed, but all I've asked at the board, get an insurance or get the lawyer to draw up something or gets me out of a lease that I'm have nothing to do with that. And people in here knows I've asked for that.
Wouldn't that be the,
And
Little League's responsibility.
yeah.
that's all I've been wanting, but now it's went too far. You know, on that point, they spent it half. Anyway, 2 days after we got it surveyed, somebody pulled the stakes, took the stakes. So I had to get it resurveyed, which was another $200. And so that's what I'm saying, it's just a game. I just want the Little League stay over here, and I'll take care of that. And another thing, the lane that the fireworks is going off on, that's my property also.
It sounds like you need to talk to some people and get that figured out.
So, but what I'm saying is, I've
Can you
been on the fire
summarize
department almost
what
50
the town
years.
currently has for its coverage?
Oh gosh, that's a loaded question.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna go through the lines because if not, it's gonna confuse everybody. But real quickly, you got general liability, okay, slips, trips, and falls. Let's just keep it simple. You got, obviously, auto insurance, right? So in case you're negligent in the vehicle, something happens, you're covered there. You have public officials, that's you guys, okay? So any of your errors and omissions, wrongdoings, that's gonna be covered. You have your law enforcement liability, in case you guys do something negligent out there, you're covered underneath that as well. And then you have the workers' compensation insurance, so if somebody's hurt while they're working on the job, they will be covered.
What about the fire department? Is that covered under a
The
different?
fire department has their own policy, it's a separate, yes. So they, more specialized, so they have their own, so they're covered underneath that as well. And they also have workers' compensation that covers them and the roster of volunteers for the
And
fire department.
premises liability would cover every piece of ground or building owned by the town.
Correct.
The risk is that if a claim is filed, premiums would increase.
They could, yes, yes. Which is what happened with the fire situation. There was a large reserve that was set, which caused those premiums to increase, but those will, I'll get with you on those later.
So is our contract with you, I mean, is it never ending unless we would choose to choose somebody else that stays with you?
Yep.
Okay, just making that clear.
Yep. You can do that any year, whenever you want.
Do you guys sell a volunteer policy, Kyle? Where volunteers come and work and they'll be covered? Do you have a policy you can sell?
Yeah, we could.
I know we used to have one
Yep.
a few years back.
Yep. Yep.
Does anybody
Would
else
that be
have?
expensive?
Yeah, I would have to look at it, see how many volunteers and what they're doing and stuff.
I'd check into something
yeah.
like that.
But yeah, so any ground that the town owns that it's on, if something ever happens, you guys have insurance to defend you in case something happens, that you guys get sued.
Who covers the old fire station? Is it the town or is it the fire department?
Fire department has their own policy.
On the old fire station? The old one that they're working on the clock on?
And I think I switched over, because I think I was changed over there. I can look at that.
I don't know for sure, that's what we're asking.
It is covered, I
It
know.
is covered?
Yeah.
All right.
So that's included.
If it's the fire or the,
Does anybody else have any questions for Kyle regarding insurance? All right, Kyle,
I'll look you off and say.
115 East Main, downtown Portland. Got a big old sign on my face up there, you can't miss it.
that's right.
So,
I got that too.
so I know that you have a lot to do with the Little League, so can you direct them to work with, Roger on his complaint about whatever's going on?
I
with
insure the
League?
Little League too, so I can handle that.
And Roger, as far as you go, the invoice that you gave us for the survey that we did, that was not an original invoice. We need the original invoice from the company that you hired to do the survey.
I never got, what it boiled down to, they sent it to my wife and then she just mailed me a copy of that.
Well, can you call them and get that, because
I'll try to.
we have to have that for State Board of Accounts to prove that it was a legitimate survey.
Okay.
It was.
I'll double check with my wife, but I don't think we got it
Real
actually.
quick, here, this was brought up about getting insurance for the people here, but the same situation, nobody wanted to do it because they didn't want to deter people from renting it.
Oh, so it has been brought up in the
Yes,
town
when we
board.
first did the policy, it was brought up, but they did not want to do it at the time.
Okay.
So, and I can give you a little snapshot of kind of what's recommended, little clip notes to make it easy for you.
All right, I appreciate that. Does anybody have any more questions for Kyle? Thank you, Kyle. You can go to your game.
All right, thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
All right, see ya.
Good job.
Thanks.
See you, man.
Hello everyone, I'm Sam Bowles with the Jay County Development Corporation. I'm going to pass around a couple items that you can look at as I kind of chat a little bit. The first thing is a trade and development magazine that we were able to get funding, a grant for, to include an advertisement about the property we have in our industrial parks, and Redkey is one of them. And so again, we're working to try to promote and bring those businesses in. So we appreciate Next Era Energy for their money to do that. So I wanted to pass out. And then I also wanted to pass around, and I'm sure you'll be seeing and working with him, but this is a housing development project RFQ that our new staff member Colby Klein developed. He has a degree in architecture and a master's in urban design. So we're thrilled to have him. And so we're working with the housing project in Dunkirk that we just have hired a developer for. So I'm just passing this around to kind of get in your head on what a new opportunity that we can provide a service for. This was provided to Dunkirk at no cost. And so again, I wanted just to put this so you can see something that our office can do to help Redkey grow and develop specifically within the context of housing. The piece of paper I passed out beforehand, this is what I bring around to you every quarter. It's the same report I give to all town boards and the county commissioners and county council. I'll direct your attention specifically to Redkey. As you can kind of see the things, we do sit in on the wastewater project calls, and I'll say sit in lightly because Ted does do all the work with that, and he is doing an amazing job, so we appreciate you carrying the load on that. But we're sitting in on those specifically to see and to be knowledgeable if there's any grants that we need to help seek, and so we do sit in all of those. And then we also worked with Redkey Economic Development Corporation to get funding for Karate is Cure. And so to help get funding, and so the Redkey Economic Development Corporation approved support for that. So we worked alongside of them. And then also infill housing. I think if you remember the last time, you kind of heard me talk about, there was actually 4 properties on the tax sale roll. 2 of those properties were redeemed, and so we have 2 properties kind of going through the process. And if that happens, and if those funds, those properties are secured, then they will go to the Redkey Economic Development Corporation, and then we'll be able to develop those into hopefully really nice homes. So that's what infill housing is. And the only last thing is we are working on a grant. It's due August 3rd for the playground. And so we are working on that through Norfolk Southern. And so we're working on that to get grant funding. We actually have 3 playground projects, which are pretty exciting. Brian's looking for some more equipment, and then Redkey and Pinville. So it's really, really nice. So we have to stagger those grants on how those work, and so we're focusing Norfolk Southern on specifically Redkey's project. So, and then the other projects won't be funded through that because it's how those work. And so Brian went through another round through Poet. So yeah.
Thank you.
How many people you got working out there today?
There's 3 of us
No, I'm talking about out there to the fish factory, out there.
at the
I
waste.
see a lot of cars out there.
She doesn't work there.
I know that, but you know how many people working out there?
I don't, I'm sorry, I don't. Yeah.
Redkey Economic Development does it, don't they?
Well, Redkey Economic Development is run by volunteers. Their board is a group of volunteers, and then we serve as their staff support. And then they're volunteers, and then we serve to kind of do the legwork since they're volunteers.
So they have to tell you what you're doing again?
Oh, no, they tell us what to do. So they're the decision makers, right? So they're the decision makers, and if they like, with Leroy's project, so he brought the application that was gonna go through them. I reviewed that, we helped him get that all ready. Then we coordinated the meeting. Jody sent out invitations, did the poll, we coordinated the meeting that. I went with Leroy, kind of made the opening pitch, Leroy made the rest. Jody or myself take the minutes for the committee, and then we track those. Right now we're working on the audit. We're working with the accountants to do the audit of their books, and so we do that for Redkey's Economic Development, we do that for Dunkirk, for Bryant, and so we do that in Pinville, and so in Portland. And so we do the same thing for everything, and that's just a service that we provide through our office.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions for her? Okay. Dwayne Monroe with Commissioners.
Good evening. My name is Dwayne Monroe, Jay County Commissioner. And what I've got, I know our attorney's already sent this over to Mara, but what I've got is some equipment for the volunteer fire department at Redkey, and it's $150,000 worth of equipment. It's 8 portables, 1 base, 1 mobile base, 3 dual band mobiles, 2 dual band dual head mobile, and 30 pagers. And then it comes with 1-year warranty. So all of that will be included. The Jay County Redevelopment Commission is what funded this. But after that, for 4 years, there's a warranty that would have to be paid. And we've done this with every fire department that's a volunteer fire department. They have picked up that cost for the remainder of 4 years. So that the cost for Redkey's was $1,102.72.
Is that a year or a month or what is it?
Each year, yeah,
Just
for 4 years. So it'd be a total of $4,410.88.
And then you guys paid, what was it, 100-some thousand, right?
$150,513, yeah.
Thank you.
And
So you're saying over a 4-year over 4 years that Redkey will owe the 44,000 or somebody else?
4,400,
Oh, 4,400,
$4,410.
okay.
What's the total of that radio thing and everything?
That was
The
like,
whole year, but it's
like-
quite a bit of money or
it was
something?
like 4 million.
4 million?
Yeah. But, anyway, so I've got an agreement, and what this does is basically transfers the ownership of the equipment from the county, because that's who's buying it, to the fire department. Yeah, and I talked to Randy about it quite a bit earlier, but he'll just transfer all that equipment to you guys, and then just making sure that you guys are aware of the $1,100 each year. And I think they pay, I don't know, Mark was thinking like $1,200 now, so it'd be a little less than what you pay today for your radio equipment each year.
So there's a line item on our budget for repairs and new radios now, and I didn't have that, I went back.
And you'll use that to go towards the
like
payment?
$1,250, so the 1,100 is right at what you have in the budget now for radio repairs, so basically this would
So it's
replace
pretty much
that.
weighing out even?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
How much you pay?
And then will Gloria get
For the insurance,
um,
I mean, actual.
Not
Bill?
inventory, a paper of inventory to say exactly what's on that?
I
So
got it
Gloria
all
will get
right
that,
here.
okay? All right.
And then I've got a resolution
I've got it.
that you
Okay.
guys would have to agree on, and then I'll take this back after you guys approve it, and then we'll do it at our meeting, at the commissioners meeting, and then you'll get a copy of it, and then get it sent to you guys.
When do you have to have your grants in for next year's money?
For which,
For next year's, you gotta have your grants in June or July, for next year's budget?
Yes.
it's in,
Yeah.
well, I have to look at my
We'll do
phone.
his original.
Hang on
and
just a
he said
second.
We would sign it and give them to him, and then he would.
I don't
send you
remember the
copies
date.
of the stuff that we sign is what he just said.
So there's a resolution,
Right
the
here.
exhibit to the resolution is the interlocal agreement with the county. So they will also.
July 1st is
counter
what I have in
sign
my
local ones in.
Okay, all right, and do you have the interlocal with you?
I do.
I don't know where, I don't have it.
Resolution.
I thought it was
I
also,
need that.
I have
That's
it.
right. No, it's not.
This is,
That's the resolution.
I did it, yep.
So I need a motion to accept
Wait,
or,
wait, wait. This is
For the
this is
resolution, right?
Presentation. Well, that's
Oh.
under new business.
okay, so we're not gonna do the resolution then?
Well, hopefully you are under new business.
Oh,
but
I have to wait till the new business is what you're saying, just
Unless
let
you,
him talk
unless you want to
first.
modify the
Okay.
agenda.
Well, I just didn't know if he would not be able to leave, that means he has to stay, so, okay.
I can hang.
All right.
This is my third public meeting today, so I can hang out with you guys. for a
Okay.
while.
Thanks for
Well,
coming.
All right,
Yeah.
we will work on this before you leave then.
Everybody that I've went to, I mean, I went to all the fire departments, it's a great thing that these departments need this equipment. And I just think it's really good. I don't know why anybody would turn it down, but it's been really good so far. And then warranties, they don't take place until you guys actually get the equipment. So once you get it, then it'll be a year from that is when it starts. Oh, and there's one more thing I gotta make sure that you guys are aware, and maybe Mark too. There's an option that you get for 1 year with this equipment. It's the LTE option. It's like an enhanced feature. And maybe the police or Mark know more about it than me, but it's basically like if you get to a spot where your radio won't work, it'll use cellular. And it's in that agreement, but I think it's $288 a unit each year after, if you guys decide to use it. I've been telling the fire departments, look, you guys know when you have service or you don't, so kind of look at that, and if you don't need it, I wouldn't purchase it, but if it's something that you need for public service, then you might want to think about purchasing it. And that's $288 per unit, so
And that's extra in here?
that would be after the first year it's included, and you get it for 1 year, but every year after that, if you want to keep it. And Mark, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so there you go.
Yeah, you get inside some of the metal buildings or some of the bigger buildings like the school or inside Fishers where the radio signal doesn't get out as well.
Yeah. And that, if you give us a notice beforehand, we can decline that option with Motorola and you won't get it, so. But if you want it, it's just a feature you'd have to pay for.
And how many units are there? So you're talking 288 times what, 5 units?
You look at your inventory there, I don't Right here.
How many units?
Just for the radio,
15
right?
portables, 5 mobiles, 1 base, 25 pagers.
So just the portables at the
I
end?
think it's just
That's right, 30 pagers.
What about the dual band radios, would they require it?
I'm not sure. I know we talked about the portables.
So maybe 8, but it could be up to 15,
Pages.
so 13.
13.
But there again, you guys, the users will know if they use it or not. I can't say if they will or won't.
So you're talking $4,320 if you do the 15, and if you do the 8, you're talking $2,304 on top of the $1,100 or $1,200 per year after the first year, right?
If I was in your guys' seat, I would refer to the firemen because they're the ones that's gonna know if they need it or don't need it,
All
and
right,
that would be you guys can make that call at that point, but yeah.
all right. Thank you. Any
Yeah.
questions for this guy?
Thank you for
None from you.
Hey, Dwayne,
Yes.
these guys here are working on a project on the clock uptown. I told them to submit a plan to the council, and could they, if they did, and the council approved, could they get some of that windmill money to finish that deal up?
The thing they'd have to do is come to that edit, what he was just asking me, that meeting, for the edit meeting. And-
We have
and
no paperwork to fill out.
There's a lot of, yeah, I was gonna say, there's an application to fill out, and you fill the application out, and then you may or may not, but yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I think it has to be turned in by June or July.
July 1st, he found it, I
July
couldn't
1st he
find
found
it. I think it's
You ought
July
to turn it in just as soon as you can.
She's working. I'm on it.
They're actually, you'll actually, if you do it and you come, we'll have a hearing there at the commissioner meeting, and you'll come and present it to us. Yeah, but we take the application and look over it beforehand, so we kind of got an idea.
Motion to table the Fisher's pay.
Yep.
The Fisher's tax abatement. It's not on there. Do I have to do it
It's
there?
not actually next week, I'm all for it.
Okay, so that will just come when it comes.
So
All right.
now you have your unfinished business, but it's all tabled, so it needs
Alright,
pulled from the
so
table if you're gonna.
We
get
have 4
started.
ordinances that are tabled under the unfinished business. And I need a motion to bring those to the table.
I make a motion to bring them back to the table.
So I have a motion on the table by Byron to bring the 4 ordinances back, and Jimmy seconded it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So ordinance 3 and 4 have both been introduced, to my knowledge, have not been amended, so they would be eligible for adoption.
So on the ordinance of the rental property, what do you guys want to do on that? Well, that's talking about,
I don't have a copy.
I don't have a copy of that one either.
well, they're not here, we had already introduced them a few months back, so you had already made copies and brought them once.
Yeah, I don't even have mine on
Probably
there.
like pending folder.
What?
We want to read them aloud in the next month.
I have them all, but the 26-3, I don't have that one.
So then, to not hold up a meeting, do you want to table the rental property and the 2 that she doesn't, you have the
I
others
got the
here?
other 3, but I don't have that one.
All right, so we can table the rental property until she can bring it to the next meeting, if that's okay with you guys. I need a motion to do that.
I make a motion.
There's a motion on the table by Jimmy to table the rental policy, and Byron, are you the second?
I second it.
Byron seconds it, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so on the martial ordinance, what do you want to do? And that was about having a number of reserves.
I don't think we should limit our police department to a small number of reserves. I mean, we don't have enough now to, I mean, how many complaints have we got of people speeding, and they can't be on
And we need
duty.
to put an application, we need to put a thing out for another employee, for another part-time employee.
Well, I don't think we should limit his, or tie his hands on reserves. I mean, if we do, 15.
I don't think it should be up to the board to decide, because my powers are given to the reserve. The board has no say in that. So if the reserves do something to violate that, that comes on me, it doesn't become on the board.
So
So me
state
making the decision.
statute requires local units of government to establish a number of local police reserves.
Right.
So
You get the
you can
job
pick a
done.
different number, but you are required to establish that number as a council.
Are you getting the job done with what you got right now?
Working on it.
Is it hard to do it or what? How many reserves you got?
Currently I have 2 that are available to work.
You got 2 that's
You
working?
had 4, what happened to them?
One's in training, he's nearly done, and the other one's a part-time.
When will he get done with his training?
Before the middle of June,
I think we need to put an ad in the paper to hire another part-timer so that you at least have you and 2 part-times, which would make a full-time employee.
but
That would help.
we need to have another full-timer and have a part-timer to help fill in the gaps. There's just not enough. I mean, I get complaints that I'm not doing enough, and I can't even go grocery shopping with my family because I can't be in town to watch every single second. I'm getting complaints about dirt bikes and stuff. I sat on a corner for about 5 hours last week because I keep getting complaints about it. I need an additional full-timer help. Have another part-timer, have the part-timer, and 1 full-timer, 3 that are paid, including me, and then we should be fine. But having that extra help will help cover when I want to go on vacation, if I'm not there. If we have training going on, that part-timer can come in, no matter who it is, can come in and help cover the town. There is so much that goes on in this town. I was up at 3:30 the other morning, no one else was. None of the board members were with me at 3:30 in the morning dealing with a civil dispute. I have to rely on what I have. And right now, I'm holding on to what I got.
So Marshall, this ordinance specifically talks about reserves, so I think they're asking
She
you
brought it up, about the.
what is the number that,
I think the 15, what you just said, but taking away the approval through the town board.
Okay, well, if you, I mean, I'm only 1 vote, but if you go 15, we are responsible for a lot of things for them guys. We are responsible for uniforms, we are responsible for adding them to the auto insurance, we are responsible for a lot of things. I think that's,
No more than 5 on the force at one time.
but that's the number we're working on possibly changing. He doesn't like that number.
I think if we made it 15, I don't think he's gonna have 15 reserves.
I don't think.
That allows me room, Redkey was ever bloomed to this biggest town in the county seat, it just gives me space. How many does Albany have, 12?
How many reserves does Albany have?
Yeah.
Albany has 23 reserves.
Albany has 23 reserves, I'm not asking you to get to 23. And they don't make their, they may have their people provide their own firearm or something with their own equipment. My reserve here, he provides his own equipment, so we didn't have to pay for anything. What I'm getting at is, I don't want the town to decide who becomes a reserve and who doesn't, because I'm not gonna give my power to them. If I don't agree with that, but the town does, because that falls back on me. That power specifically with the reserves falls back on me, no one else.
We're not asking to pick.
But it says that in there, pending board approval.
Well, is that what the SOP says?
It's got nothing to do with SOP. SOP says I can make the decision on based upon who becomes a marshal, or who becomes a reserve and who doesn't. Leave it at the number, the 15 is what I'm asking, and that's it. Don't include pending board approval. Because I'm not gonna hire
The
just
state,
whoever.
the state statute says that.
Just says it needs a number.
I've said it before, I'll watch the budget that I'm allowed to watch. I'll watch that. If I go over, you can yell at me then. But until I've made it clear that I can't control it, let me deal with
Say
that.
that we have, say that pending board approval.
no, the language is that the marshal will keep a record of the current reserves with the town clerk at all times, which means just necessary for insurance and other matters. And before placing a new reserve on the force, seek approval from the council. Mostly because of all of the costs that are associated with it. You may have to reappropriate funds if you have however many reserves.
We don't actually approve who the person
Who the
is.
person
We don't
is.
say who the
It's-
person is.
Well, even allow me to deal with that as a budget, because I work within the budget that I have every year. I'm not gonna ask you for more money for a reserve. I'll deal with that and how I deal with it. We'll use equipment we have and stuff. That's all I gotta say.
How many bulletproof vests you got?
I had 5.
You go get 15 reserves, that's 15
I'm gonna
more.
get 15 vests.
All gonna be the same size?
No, but I'm not gonna get 15 vests if I have 15 reserves.
They all get clothing allowance and they all get fire rent?
Yes,
Clothing allowance is how much a year?
$600
$600?
per
That's
person.
$9,000 just for the clothing.
I'm not getting 15 reserves.
You have to add them all
It's
to
not
your
gonna happen.
insurance policy.
You want,
And you have to add them all to your insurance policy.
you gotta add another insurance too.
Well, I think 15 is a broad number, I don't think we should go that high, I think that's crazy. So, give me a different number.
Are you good with 10?
I'm good with 15 or 10. I mean, it's the
10
way it
is,
is.
10 is way better.
I'm not gonna, if the chance of me getting 15 reserves is pretty slim to none, but it gives me breathing room. If I wanna deputize someone for an investigation, I wanna deputize an investigator for investigation. If I'm sitting at 10, I can't do it,
Why not?
because I'd be at my limit.
I don't
And I'll say
understand.
something, I've lived in Redkey all these years, and we always had 3 full-time policemen and reserves. But I don't know what the problem is now that we can't come up with it. I do know what the problem is, but I won't speak it out.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
I could address some more things if I was allowed to. I told my daughter her name on the list. She wouldn't, I tell her the truth.
Civilian part-time members.
What about that, Alex? Do you have any code enforcement officers?
You ever
Didn't
thought
hire
about
any. The board, town didn't hire any, so we're in charge of that. We don't have any.
I was telling him that was another option, rather than police reserves, you could have code enforcement officers that only enforce local ordinance and not state statute.
Is
That would
that
work in
within the
tandem as
salary?
civilian members of the police department, that's something that we can do.
Is that within our
I'd
salary
rather just have
ordinance?
reserves that can do
Does that
that.
have to be
Well,
changed?
I mean, you would have to add, this would
Okay.
probably have to be something, bigger for the future, but something to think about. If you're not getting police officers, you could split that off.
All right, so what do you want to do with the ordinance?
Well, we gotta set a number of how many reserves he can have, and he's in charge of hiring his own reserves. I don't feel we should interfere with that, since he's right, it falls back on him, not us. So I'm saying we have a minimum of 10, minimum, with room to grow.
You can always amend your ordinance.
That's right.
So we're gonna use 10 there?
10,
With the
Is that a
ability to
motion
amend it?
to amend to make
Yes.
it?
right.
Alright, so Byron's got a motion on the table to accept 2026-4 with a change of 10 reserves.
So that's total, he's got 3, so he's gonna offset.
He doesn't have to, but he can up to.
I'll say.
Jenny seconded it, Byron made the motion, Jenny seconded it, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Everybody's in agreement. And then, okay. So what about this UTV ordinance 26-5? Do you have that? I have it right here, I'm just gonna to sign it, that's all.
Yeah, I have a question about that, I just thought about it, it's road fine, but if we're gonna allow them to be on our streets, they're gonna have to purchase a tag like the golf carts, right?
Well, I would think so.
Okay, just wondering, because it's not in the ordinance.
Right here. Yours is on the back side, so.
talking about they have to buy a tag like
We
a
have
golf
a
cart.
$15 golf cart sticker that they have to go to the city building right now and buy, so they should have to buy that as well.
Yeah. Because it, on there it says it has to be registered for DNR state. That's only good on DNR property. They're not allowed on city streets or highways or nothing like that with that. I call it the DNR myself and ask.
So do you want a chance to look up, to look into that, Mara, and us table it, or do you want us to?
You want it to have
They have to purchase they have to purchase a tag, just like the golf carts do up at the, here you go, Jimmy, up at the city building. And what's that tag called, do you remember? What is it?
Just the golf cart sticker.
So it would be golf cart / ATV or UTV, whatever sticker.
It's basically registration.
And they have to do the same thing like the golf cart. They're inspected by the police. They're not having any.
Yeah, so he said it has to and it has to be inspected by the police, and it has to have, they have to have proof of insurance before they get, that's what they, before they get stickers.
That may be a whole other ordinance that this is not superseding, but I'm going to clarify to make sure.
So we're gonna make a motion I need a motion to table the UTV 2026-5 ordinance.
I make a motion
I
table.
have a motion on the table, or a motion on the table to table 2026-5 UTV until Mara looks into the stuff that Byron brought up. Jenny will second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So now we have 2026-6 vehicle tag.
Now this number on here will be changed to 10, right?
Yes, yes.
Cross that with 10.
Yeah, where it says 5. So ordinance 2026-6 vehicle tag. I don't really know much about this one.
You got the new one? Sorry.
Is this something you came up with?
Yeah, this is the old one.
Gloria has the old, you have
This
the
is
old
the
one.
new one.
Yeah.
Byron requested more time for people to respond.
Yeah.
So basically, there's a first tag. You have 7 days to appeal it, 9 days to correct it. Then you would get a second tag, and that would give you another 72 hours. After that 12 days, if there's not been compliance, at that point it can be towed.
Okay.
That was the change he requested.
So I need a motion is this introduced?
This has not been introduced.
So I need a motion to introduce ordinance 2026-6 with the changes that Byron recommended made.
I make a motion to introduce 2026-6.
Byron made a motion to introduce it, Jimmy will second it, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
So we will bring that one back to the next meeting then.
Yeah.
What's the changes? What was the changes? They're already in that one right there. What are the
That one
changes?
that you're holding is the version that has been introduced.
And it's to give people more time to respond to the tag.
This actually introduced the other one, it doesn't have to be marked as amended. That's just.
And so then we had Fisher's tax abatement came into Gloria, but usually CN's group takes care of that, so I need a motion to table the Fisher's tax deduction abatement until JCD, until next month? Okay, until CN comes back next month, and her office goes over that, so I just need a motion. Jimmy has a motion on the table to table the tax deduction for Fisher, I need a second. Jenny will second it, all in favor say aye. Aye.
And now you need to consider a resolution to approve the interlocal with the county or the fire radios.
So I need a motion to, what did you say?
Approve resolution 2026-1.
Okay. To approve, I need a motion to approve resolution 2026-1, which is a resolution of the Town Council of Redkey for approving the interlocal cooperation agreement with the Town of Redkey, Indiana for the purchase of emergency equipment radios.
I make a motion to accept.
Byer made a motion to accept 2026 Resolution
Second.
1. Floyd seconds it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
So you all need to sign the resolution and the interlocal agreement. I'll give that back to the county commissioners. Once it's been countersigned, it'll be recorded with the recorder.
Okay, pass it around. That's the,
Alright. So I can get on with this meeting.
so it's amended.
This is that resolution
This
right
is
there.
gonna be changed, right?
Alright, and then where are we next? So now we're up with street and water. And Seth is off for a family emergency,
Yeah.
so he'll just say what's going on next month, correct?
Yeah.
Alright. And then, what's that, Marvin? Anything else?
Let's make sure I had signed one place, right?
Sanitary, I think so.
The resolution and
There's
interlocal,
only,
it's attached as an exhibit.
there's only 2 slots on the bottom of that one. So sanitation and sewer, which would be Ted.
Just one
Right,
resident on the
I show
second.
her that.
So that's fine, that's fine. She just needs to attest it.
Okay, all right, so we have to sign that this meeting.
There's actually a couple things that Seth gave me, his paperwork that I just wanted to bring up. The water operator license books, Seth actually did get information on those. The first set of books that we need are a total of $512.42, so I need permission to spend $512 for the books for the water operator license study guide.
So I need a motion to approve the books for the study guide.
Make a motion to approve.
Jimmy approves it, or Jimmy put a motion on the table, I need a second.
I second.
Byron will second it, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Floyd?
We have the books for the water too.
That's, we're ordering, we have to order it.
Books for sewer and water.
No, this is just for the water. The sewer's gonna be another $500 some odd dollars, we can only study for one exam at a time.
Make a motion to get the sewer.
This goes back to that.
Oh, well, we will eventually, we can only study for one exam at a time, so.
Usually they
Um,
are.
The other thing is, this is not something that we can ask for right now, but we are currently using our personal phones for town business. And I think that that's wrong because we're getting phone calls from people, and they publish our phone numbers and stuff. We're getting people from asking about all kinds of stuff. So we want to have a policy where we actually have town supplied phones so that we can actually have take phone calls on those. We can pass those along to the next utility worker when they need it. Right now, Seth and I, we talked about it, we agreed that we are not going to answer any phone calls after hours that, from people that we don't know. And if anybody has a problem, water issue, sewer issue, they can call the, I think it's the 911 number or something like that, or the county, because we just don't need to, we're just not gonna do that anymore. There was a,
Hey, the lawyer had a question about an invoice for the books. Do you have an invoice for the books? Yep.
They approve it, and then,
Not for me, for Gloria.
once you get the invoice, and then, it's approved at the meetings when you do it. Like if you approve this now, we can go ahead and pay it for the next approval.
We did approve it.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
can pay it whenever,
Yeah,
right?
yes, we approve that.
on the sewer side, the EPA project, as Pete and Tian alluded to, there's a lot of movement on that. We're collecting data, should have the first set of data out sometime this month. There's also a lot of stuff that I'm trying to get a hold of for the EPA in terms of high use water users, some of the IDAM individuals and stuff that are involved in the the CSO things and stuff, so that's all underway. There's also an asset management plan that Pete has actually I've been working with Pete on, and that's necessary both for the EPA project in order to get funding for any suggested improvements they have, and also as part of our just regular due diligence that we need for the grants that are grants and the loans that we currently have. So that's it.
They decided on the funds.
Thank you, Ted.
And last thing all I heard was they want,
Well, I think we need to see how much they're gonna cost and stuff, so we need to get quotes on that stuff first. On the streets, they are, I did post on the town hall page that they're starting to do, the paving of the streets with the CCM grants sometime, depending on weather. And then I had texted Seth and asked him if the town wanted the millings. I never got any report, so I guess Kyle's gonna reach out to people in the town on a first come, first served basis and see
Yeah,
who
they've got
needs
enough of that
millings.
down there as it is. You got enough down there, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we do.
Give it away or whatever we gotta do legally to do it.
And then Mark, you're up.
But it did.
I'll keep it short and sweet since we've been here for a while. Randy did clarify the charge on the portable radios. The extra charge after the first year is just on the portable radios. There's 8 of those on that. And other than that, truck pull coming up on June 13th, like I talked about last month, 7 o'clock. I'll get an event out on Facebook shortly. But encourage everybody to come out, support us out there. The truck and tractor pull, come hungry, we'll feed you well. That's the food is one of our main fundraisers for us. So
You said it was June 13th, from what time?
June 13th at 7 o'clock.
June 13th.
Yeah, Saturday, June 13th,
said on
7
the
p.m.
radios, the first thing he said.
He said that, Randy said that they were thinking it was gonna be the 8.
Yeah, just that extra charge that Dwayne had talked about after the first year, if we decide to go forward with it, it's just on the portables and not on the dual bands or anything like
The
that.
$288 a piece for 8 of those.
On the portables?
Yes. That's for the extra coverage.
Okay.
Do we know a date by which they have to have decided if they're going forward with that or not?
I think it says there, I think 30 or 60, maybe 60 days.
Before it renews?
Yeah, look at the agreement, I think it says 60 days prior to.
I'm not sure.
I think it's 60 days.
Yes, prior to subscription renewal.
And that starts whenever we get it,
Once you
right?
get it, that's when
But the first year, you said it's already,
First
it's
year's
free,
included.
so we have to
Yep.
decide before next year when it would go
Correct.
into effect,
It's
right?
included in
Okay.
your.
After you've had it 10 months, you want to say,
Then we have to talk about it again.
you want to say if you want it or not. You guys would be the ones.
9 months?
Yeah.
9 months, okay. Alright, so this is maybe December, January. By February, we need to be talking about that again, make sure you jot that down in your memory so you bring that back up to us.
If you don't find that, it'll automatically renew it, so you
Okay.
guys will want to
Okay.
remember that.
So in February, we have to bring that back up. March, and November,
Or
we're telling
maybe
you,
we're negotiating your new contract.
February, bringing up about the radios.
about the extra $288 payment for the radios.
Or you
Okay,
can
anything else, Mark?
put it in your budget when you guys need
Yeah.
your budget.
We need to be thinking about working on that
I
sooner
know,
than
we
this
do,
year.
we need to be,
We have to.
it needs to be sooner than it has been, so we
Yes.
have some decisions.
Work on the budget. Thank you.
You're welcome. Jenny, Parks,
So, there's some changes from last month. We've had two potential park board members that aren't gonna be able to do it. So, last week, me, Bill, Mary, and Dwayne met with, David Danhorn and Lynn Torito, Lynn is here, and talked to them about being on the park board. And both of them seemed excited to join, so I would like to make another motion to approve the members of the park boards, we can have a park board forum to get grants for our new playground.
So I need to read off all the names of the prospective appointees.
So it would be David Van Horn, Lynn Torito, Dwayne Herman, and Bill Hall.
Just 4.
And then, we have 4 board members, yes.
So I need a motion to approve the 4 people that Jenny just mentioned for her park board.
I make a motion to approve them.
There's a motion on the table by Byron to approve them. Is there a second?
I second.
Jenny seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Lloyd? Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. So everybody is in agreement, so it went through Jenny. Is there anything else for the parks that you have?
I got a question, but it's about the park. I've been asked by several people about the splash park thing. I mean, they're wanting more information. Can you ever put more out on the splash park? They're concerned about the cost of the water, treatment.
So I did talk to Ted the other day at Town Hall. So I know I'm not gonna say it right, but you said that they're waiting on,
Flow data.
yes, flow data.
Okay.
So we know what the drainage is in the old concession
Oh,
building.
okay, I got it.
So that's gonna house the filtration system. There are 2 filtration systems and they vary greatly in cost. The one is 400,000, okay? That includes everything installed. I know people are like, oh, it's so much money. You're right, it is. It is, but the reason that we get this park board is so we can get certain grants, so we can do fundraisers, so the town does not have to pay all that money out. So that's what people need to understand, and I don't think people have been listening for the past year. They hear the dollar sign and think the town is going to eat that cost.
And the
That's not
Parks Board
true.
will have noticed public meetings just like
Yes.
the council, so people can
Yes.
come and give input.
People can come, yes. So the first filtration system is 400,000. That's the system that takes the water, goes down the drain, goes to your water plant, and goes wherever. Okay, that's what the bigger cities have in Fort Wayne. The one that's 700,000 is a recyclable water filtration system, where the water recycles, it gets cleaned, there's a rain catch reservoir attached to it. So that would cost Redkey less money as far as the water goes. It's a more expensive system. And that system, if you have a kid that, throws up or falls down and busts their knee and starts to bleed, the system's gonna notice that there's body fluid and it's gonna shut down. And then the water's gonna have to be treated, it's a whole process. So when we get the flow rate study back, then we'll know what kind of system we can have and go from there.
But that's in the future too. The park is the first part of it,
Right,
right?
yeah, the splash pad is a few years out. That's a few years out, but we have to plan now, and get the funding and
Right.
stuff. But the playground is the first phase.
Did you get the book of Alicia's family members so that you could talk about that too? Did you ever get that book?
Yeah, I
Okay,
gave it back to her,
okay.
yeah.
Any other questions for her? Anybody else have questions?
I
for
got
Jenny?
a question for Jenny. What about all the bush walk that Jimmy just said about us not owning the park? I mean, we can't do anything?
We have the lawyer drawing up a paper to go to the Lions Club and have them sign it so that that's not gonna
I
be
mean,
an issue.
so we're at a standstill, we cannot do anything to prove anything out here?
I think you guys can still probably keep working on that.
Well,
so.
and then that reminds me, we have volleyball nets.
But who pays the taxes on all of this? And I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jenny, but if we don't own it, are we paying the taxes and the insurance and all
We're
that?
paying taxes on this building, yes, because it was lot 21, 22 or something, and I looked it up when we got our taxes, and
Shouldn't be any taxes.
it's like $20.
exempt.
Well,
Well,
it's
it's the ditch
Yeah, the
fee.
ditch, yeah.
Is all you're
Everybody
paying.
everybody pays the drainage.
Yeah.
Well, we pay that. That's what we pay, as far,
But anyway, we do have some things that we want to purchase for the park for the season. Like a new volleyball net, tetherball, what else was there? Sand.
Pickleball. Pickleball.
Probably some new lighting too, right? Lighting, because those are,
Did them poles come down yet?
Dwayne's working on the guy to extract them.
Okay, yeah, and Dwayne's, got a guy that's gonna take them poles out.
So just depending on how much you're planning to spend, we'll have to put out RFPs for that. You can't just buy it.
Right.
so and then we need to make sure that when we do the budget, that you bring up there needs to be some allocated to a park
I
budget,
think you
right?
got $17,000.
Sitting on
Say a
it.
big, bigger budget, much bigger.
Well, Laura's gonna have to make a park.
I think Norfolk and Southern is gonna be a lot
Look
better.
at that playground.
That's why she said she doesn't want town to be responsible for the payments.
She's on the right track. You don't know.
She's spending the money, I don't know.
Anything else, Jenny?
No. That's all I got.
Anybody else have any questions for Jenny? Can you, the police, so it's gonna be hours.
Been a busy month, especially on social media. Later on next month, I just need a motion for myself and Deputy Brown to go to some training with the State Board of Toxicology. It's $600 for both of us, but it will come out of the continuing education fund, which we have more than enough to cover it. Just it's over my budget. We won't have to do it ever again. We just have to recertify for $40 over 2 years.
For breathalyzer.
So you need a motion. You need a motion to pay it, and I make a motion to pay $600 to go to the training for the council.
There's a motion on the table to approve the training for the officers for next, is it next month?
It's in June, yes.
For June. I need a second.
I'll second.
Floyd will second it. All in favor, say aye.
Yeah. Had a real busy month right after, about a week after. I was working with the U.S. Marshals, myself and Deputy Brown. We apprehended one fugitive out of California she was wanted for allegedly manslaughter on an infant. When we apprehended her, we both found her with a child. So anything can happen in Redkey. Glad we got her out of the town. Now she can sit up in Jay County until they decide to come pick her up. Put a couple of, it's been a busy month. People, a lot of complaints coming in and stuff. Working with the attorney with that. I thank her for her patience working with me because I'm not always available. Getting on my point earlier, we're really at a desperate time on staffing. I understand though that SB1 stuff's coming up soon, but I know Ted and Seth are struggling every day with how much work they got to do, and I really think it's to the board to add at least one full-timer to each. I can't cover the town 24/7. I don't get paid to do it, but I'll do it because that's my job as a town marshal. But when I get called out at 3:30 in the morning, I got to decide if I'm going to go with my screaming daughter or I'm going to go for the phone call. So, especially when my wife goes away for business, I got to, no one's going to be able to cover the town. So we really need to. I'm really asking the board to approve at least getting one full-time person for Ted and Seth and one full-time person for me. That would leave my part-timer, and then we'll just leave it at that. And also mowing. I have 20 that are not in compliance as of this afternoon, drove all around town for the lawns. Who do you want to use for mowing the lawns? I'll start making phone calls tomorrow to have lawns mowed. I sent certified
Usually
letters.
the town does it, so we're gonna have to talk about that. What do you guys recommend? Because it's gonna be a cost.
Well, I thought we passed an ordinance last year about people that don't mow their yards. We have to send an employee out with our equipment.
We
Card right there, so.
Yeah.
But I understand they don't have the time to do it too. I mean,
They need another man.
another man. I mean, 21 yards, that's a lot of yards would have to be whacked up.
And they could mow them between now and tomorrow, but it's still gonna continuously happen. I don't think any lawn mowing business would wanna take that off because it's gonna be hard to get funds back, whereas we would more likely have a chance. Start issuing ordinances
Yeah.
There
then,
are
the
towns that
town
have
does.
contracts with them. They make them go out and put a yardstick in and measure how tall the grass is before they cut it and after, and then they provide all that
We're good.
evidence to the
Some of these
town.
they're all good. They're all good to go. They're like scaring me almost how tall they are. But we are, a lot of people, we send out certified letters. We have people calling saying, I'm mowing it this weekend, I'll have it done. Thank you for the people that did mow their lawns. Just getting back on that employee, I really reiterate having another employee. The part-timer, he can cover, his hours would be 20 hours exactly, and then he would help cover while we're gone, while we're in training, while we're doing whatever. It's really important to the safety and security of the town. Also that Ted and Seth don't get burned out, because they may just get burned out one day and say, this isn't worth it. Hiring a certified officer already, it's going to be hard for the pay that the town offers. That's really hard for me to sell. I've already tried to sell it to a couple of the deputies, and they're like, we've got Dunkirk to make double that. Why would they want to come here? So I've been trying to sell it, but they're just not. So that's why I'm just really asking for some more employee power for the town. I think I didn't have, do I have anything else? Do I have anything else? No. I also, $300, I had to get the radios reprogrammed because the county is going to a new system. It sounds like a lot, that's all the radios and the cars done, but now that was instead of us getting new radios, which are about $8 grand a piece. The radios we had, which we got last year, they still work, they just had to get reprogrammed. We're good to go, we don't have to spend that extra money or anything. We'll be able to talk to the fire department, we'll be able to talk to everyone else. We don't have the LTE, but, if it goes down, it goes. Can't really do much about it.
So you're asking for $300, are you asking?
$300 to cover the reprogramming of radios.
So I need a motion to approve the $300 to program. Jimmy's got a motion on the table for the $300 to reprogram the radios. I need a second.
I'll second.
Floyd will second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
I don't think I have anything else right now.
Are we still hiring for the utility guy? Because I got applications.
How's your little crumb
My
piece
comments.
doing?
I don't know why it's put in your box.
They put one in everybody's box.
Yeah, just
All the
about.
women in
Anything
that
else?
one.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Somebody got
I don't know anything about hiring someone.
It's in her box. She just has to put it in.
Lori, anything else from you?
No, I wouldn't do that.
I don't
to
think so.
Any questions for Alex? Lori, you're next.
Thank you.
Okay,
Trying.
okay. Okay, first we have one water bill adjustment. It's at 301 West Central Street. The bill amount was $380.97. We adjusted $112.85, which made the new bill $268.12. And this was just the sewage only.
What was the leak from?
I don't know. We don't ask what, I don't
I
know.
think we would have to, don't we?
That's the only one you got, it's just for sewage only?
And it's for how much? Well, it don't matter. We just need a motion to approve the adjustment that Lori
I'll
has.
make a motion to approve the adjustment.
All right, there's a motion on the table to approve.
I second.
Byron will second it. All in favor?
Can I ask a question real quick? I'm not sure, are we still doing the pools, because a lot of people have been filling their pools and asking me, do we still do the adjustment on pool, just the wastewater only?
We didn't change the pool,
Policy.
policy,
Okay,
so I guess,
alright.
yeah, we do. So all in favor say,
I thought you did. Yeah,
We
because
changed
I
that they
had
don't get
said,
credit on the pool?
I had said, it would suck not to get that adjustment because of my pool.
So we're gonna have to look into
But
that.
yeah, no, it was just for
We'll have to look into that.
it was for wastewater. It wasn't for the water usage for filling your pool anymore. We did away with that.
Okay, well, we'll have to look into
Yeah.
that. So we'll have to look at the ordinance that,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's not for water usage for filling your pool.
because there was an ordinance on it.
Okay, that was the first
The
thing.
adjustment was
I have one thing real quick.
Adjustment.
Wait, she's still, can you wait till she's done talking, please?
Who's top? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, go ahead,
I
Heath.
got one thing. I've been working with Gloria to renew the licenses for the emails. I reached out to like 2 other places, and the only cheapest place is SHI. I just wanted to continue on with that. It's $2,004 for the year. Continue on with what we had, same price as last year.
What's it for?
The emails, the email accounts that we run. So it's just, I looked to leave, they're part of the whole cost involved, and I just didn't agree with that with them. And, yeah, so I've been working with Lori with that, I just wanted to pass that. So, just keeping the same company, if we can, $2,004.
Go ahead, Glenda. Okay, we had the water adjustment, we had a couple complaints, and one of them, sorry, Jimmy.
You sorry, I'm all right, so
They didn't want to give their
I'm
name,
not quite around that.
they did not want to give their name, but they was complaining about the pictures that Jimmy hung up out here, that it left, took the finish off the wall, and then they was talking about putting, him plating stuff up down. They made a complaint, they do not want to give their name. So I told them that if they wanted to really complain, to come to the board meeting.
Well, there was a lot of complaining about that last year too, and there were several people that came forward with deeds from the courthouse that proved that the plot that Jimmy's planting on actually belongs to the railroad, not to Jimmy.
I've got the paperwork for the court, and I will read it next month, but let me talk now, I got 3 things to say. And I gotta do it home. Anyway, my complaints about the pictures about Jimmy Phillips has on the park cabin walls, his crops by the fire station. I own that place out there, and I pay the land, I pay taxes on it, I got my tax receipts, I got my abstract, and I've got it right here, and I've also got the other stuff. And I got federal court papers, of course, says I own it. And I'm gonna plant my watermelon, but I'm planting 500 of it on 40, I'm planting that. Now the pictures that's on here is gone. I paid them twice. Now somebody's gonna be getting some papers from the sheriff, because we're going to small claims court. We will go to small claims court on my pictures. I don't care where they're at.
I didn't take them down.
That's all, I don't care who's held them. It's whoever took them down. Now you said you took them down once.
I
I don't know
admitted
who took
that.
them down the second time.
I don't know who took them
We'll
down.
find out, because we're all going to small claims court.
Okay.
I got about $700 in the pictures. Why now then they said about my land up there, I own that land, and I pay taxes on that land. and
How
I
can we
got abstract
validate
says
that,
I
Jimmy?
Do what now?
How can we, I'm just asking a question, not for you to be in defense.
Okay, I'm
How
not
can
in
it be
defense.
validated that that property belongs to you? I'm just asking.
Okay, now let me tell you, the railroad says they own it.
Yeah.
Penn Central went bankrupt in 1976, you can't own something that you don't have if you owe it.
So you come.
All right, now Penn Central vacated 625 miles of railroad, but they didn't own it, it went back to the landowner.
Okay.
2005, the government county took it to court, and they won. And the railroad, I got the railroad statements here too. They won the case, the landowners got their land back. I own 2 properties down there right now, but I own that railroad. Norfolk and Southern only bought a spur coming around here. And they split with CSX. They didn't buy that railroad all the way to Dunkirk because they didn't own it. Penn Central, when they went bankrupt, they lost it. And I've got that. And then I've got this here. This who sells it, this is who sells it.
So how can we resolve this, Marta? What's
Oh, just a minute, just a minute.
Regardless of whether Jimmy owns it or the railroad owns it, the town doesn't own it, so it's not the town's business.
Okay.
So, but if,
Railroad owns it.
but if he doesn't own it and somebody from the town goes up there and mows his watermelons down, then there's nothing that he can do about it.
Why does the town know it?
There's a lot of people that don't want him planting up there. Because that's the path that the kids use, it's across from the firehouse, and it's the path that the kids use to walk to and from school.
It's an eyesore.
We have a lot of eyesores.
Absolutely an eyesore.
There's a lot of eyesore there.
Yeah, we have a lot.
There is,
Yeah.
but, I mean, like she said, that's, our kids walk down there every day. It's not properly taken
They
care of, it's
walk
not
by that
properly
one house
mowed.
every day too.
Well, now we're into it, and the best thing to do is settle, let's just go back to federal court. I go up there, Fort Wayne, pay my $500, and I go up there. That's all.
All we need to do is prove that it's yours.
Or you bring stuff to say that it's park.
So all I'm asking is that you bring it to the next meeting. That way we don't have to wait around. You can bring all that information to the next meeting.
Now then, we're settling on my complaint.
Okay, go ahead.
Not my complaint. That's it. Like my pictures, we're going to court on this. That's it.
Okay.
Now then, the third thing this year, I'm going to read to you, if I can. Woodland addition to the town of Redkey. The annexed plot represents woodland addition to the town of Redkey.
But where's the woodland addition?
Just a minute, read the deed, read it up. And is contained within the following boundaries convention at the point where the west line of West 1, section 23, crosses the right-of-way of Elk Railroad, north side of said rail right-of-way, north side 1,406 feet. Then east of this section.
I don't understand.
Just a minute, all regular lots, 120 feet long. All regular lots are 120 feet long.
Listen up.
60 feet wide. The size of the remaining lots together with the width of all streets and alleys are correctly shown in plot. All dimensions in plot are given in feet. The undersigned proprietors of the deed set forth in the next annex plot, 1891. In and for the said county personally appeared Frank Mulligan and Thomas Baggett, both unmarried, Leonard Mitchell and Carter Mitchell, his wife, and knowledge of execution of the annex plot. Witness my hand and notary seal this 24th day of October, 1891. Filed for record. For record, January 13th, 1892. Redkey, Indiana, March 2nd. Just a second, sis. There's 145 lots, right there they are. You go down that railroad track and you go all the way around this railroad track right here, there's 145 lots. Now that belongs to the town of Redkey, that was right street right there, all the way down. And all the way around, right here's your top.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not understanding what you're saying. Listen, we're not arguing. I want to understand what you're saying. You just read a bunch of stuff that I don't even know.
You don't understand it?
No.
You don't understand these lots here's been plotted at the county courthouse, it's recorded?
So are you saying
don't understand that?
No, are you saying, my whole point
I'm
is,
saying
are you
Redkey owns
saying,
that. I'm saying
okay.
Redkey owns that.
So you're saying that somebody,
Right here,
that
right
Redkey
here.
owns property that we are not getting credit for owning, is that what you're
But
saying?
yeah, we don't own the property that our park sits on.
1891. That's right.
This is what you handed me?
That's the plot, 1891 Woodland addition to the plot of Redkey. It's recorded in the courthouse.
It's an addition in the city of Redkey, not title to the town of Redkey.
There that is. There that is.
This is just a flat within your town.
Okay.
And I don't have to
I did not take your pictures on Jimmy, I haven't been at this place. I haven't even been out here, this is the first time I've been out
Okay, who
here.
took it down the second time? You?
I took him down the last meeting, whenever,
Okay,
not
who
the
took it down
last
the
meeting.
second time? You?
I don't know, who took Jimmy's pictures down this last time?
I don't have a key, so I can't get in.
We were here Thursday and there was no pictures up.
And the building's been rented out multiple times since then,
I
so.
don't know.
How do we know that one of the renters didn't take it down?
Well, I'll just take you to court and you'll send the pictures. You
Well,
got it one
Jimmy,
second.
why would you even be like that? That doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense.
You got a car, and if that car belongs to you, and somebody else comes up and tells you you gotta pay them $50 to drive
Hey,
that car.
Jimmy, we have she has another complaint, but she's up.
It's
She has
not,
another
it's not with
complaint.
you.
Alright.
It's not with you.
Okay.
Jimmy Coons came up to the office, Charles Coons, excuse me, not Jimmy, but Charles, Red is his nickname. And they had talked about having an auction and getting rid of the patcher and the graders and the rotter or whatever, some kind of sewer thing. And he says that we do not need to have an auction to get rid of those things, that the town can use them. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Charles Coons complained about that, and then the other people complained about that. And then I had another complaint, but they never showed up, so that was to do with Alex, so if he didn't show up.
Is it Matt Kahn? He sent me a message just a minute ago and said
Yeah.
that he's sick, he can't come.
Yeah, Matt will, yeah. So, and then another thing I have, the phone updates, they're coming in June the 6th, I think, and gonna explain some more stuff to us. I don't know why the process is so slow. I'm pretty aggravated with them myself, so.
Phones in the office, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the new phones in the office that we ordered. And I don't know why they haven't came, but they're, June the 6th, they're supposed to contact me, and I will tell them we definitely need a date, or, I don't know why it's taken so long. And then another question was brought to my attention was, what was the total for the 3% raise for all the employees for the town of 2026? The total amount for the raise for the employees, including the fire department, let me double check on that. Fire department was $8,319.44. That was for the whole year.
And the fire department doesn't get theirs till,
Yeah, but it's
December.
usually included.
okay.
Yeah, it's included, you know, so, yeah.
How do we stand on that finances, Gloria? You got the money to give them the raise?
Well, it was included in the
I thought you were
budget.
waiting until July for that.
They asked about it, so I just brought it
To
up.
that in-service, I just had a 4.5 hour in-service on, well, Mara sent it to me for the Ames on the councilman. I went to that, and with the changes, it's not just an SB1, it's HEA 270, the lit, all of it's changing desperately, and we're not gonna see any of those changes until next year, none of the big ones. But you guys can make whatever decisions you want, but I think we have to be very careful as to what we do.
Well, if we wait till July, that means they'll get a half a year's worth of raise, right? That'd be $4,159.50. I mean, we're in the beginning of June, that's only one more month to add on to that $4,100. I mean, that could be I didn't figure that out, that could be no more than $300 or $400 more onto that.
Are you, okay. So what are you suggesting?
I think they should have their raise. I mean, we're at the beginning of June now. What's another month's worth of it? I mean, if we wait till the end of July, that'd be 2 months that they'd be out
No,
of it.
if we vote for it in June, they'll have it by the 1st of July.
Then I think we should vote for it now then. Give them the raise.
They should have had it.
Yeah.
What's your motion, Brian?
Well, I motion we give our employees a 3% raise on their wages.
I second it.
Does that include the fire department?
That
Yeah.
includes fire
Yes.
We're
department.
not employees, that's.
I know, you guys get paid that money.
I want to make sure that's clear. I want to make sure that's clear.
Fire department.
So there's a motion on the
You get it,
table
you said
then,
it.
You motioned it
there's a
first.
motion on the
and you
table by
seconded it.
Byron to give the 3% raises to the employees, so, and Jimmy seconded it, right?
Starting when?
But it start next month,
So in June?
in June, so
Okay.
1st of July when they get it, right?
No, if it starts in June, they'll get it in
We'll
June.
start in June and give it to them, as far as if everybody agrees on that.
So I have Byron gave the motion, Jimmy gave the second. How do you vote?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so then it passed.
Everybody agrees?
Yeah.
Everybody agrees.
Thank you, Brian.
So then
Thank
you want
you.
me to
Thank the
add
employees
3%
for the hard work they
to
do.
the
Yes.
contract.
And the fire
The
department.
salary, yeah,
Just
it's gonna have to be with the
fire
salary too. The salary ordinance is gonna have to change.
When we bought a $200-something baby thing last month, and then you didn't give it.
Well, maybe it hasn't come in yet,
That's
so
in that
the
baby was
changing table.
And they checked it, it wasn't in there.
And you know, another thing is there even a handicap ramp to get into this building? There needs to be some kind of a handicap ramp out here to
Well, we'll have to
get
talk
into
to the
this
person in
building.
charge of the parks. Hey, there needs to be a handicap ramp.
Yeah.
There does, if we can have like something temporary, that would be great, because
There really
the
needs to be
plan
one
is
more
to
thing.
make something more permanent.
Okay, so think about what you can do to, and how much that will be.
I have, one more thing. We have 2 requests for sponsoring, Brianna's Hope and Steve Reynolds. Last year, I think we did sponsor Steve Reynolds' annual golfing outing.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I know we did.
I mean, we might have, but I don't
Yeah,
remember.
that's fine. And then Brianna's Hope, I think we did, but I can't remember.
We did, but
We
there
did
was some
$600,
controversy.
but he's got quite
There
a
was
few
some
people.
controversies.
For what?
For Brianna's Hope. That's been going on about 10, 12 years. He's
It's
getting
a
a lot of money
great,
from
it's
all
a great
different places.
service.
I thought we gave them $100.
We may have gave them, I think we
We
did.
gave 100 to the other
100,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I need a motion if you guys want to or not to donate to Brianna's Hope, and they have, they have the gold, the silver, and the bronze. The bronze is 100, the silver is 250, and the gold is $500.
Pick a number, I don't care.
Well, last year we did 100, so I think we should probably just do that again.
Works for me.
So I have a motion on the table by Byron to do the bronze for Bringing Us Hope of $100. I need a second. Jenny seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then what about this one?
And then Steve Reynolds' third annual memorial golf outing. What is this for though? The Portland Foundation. Well, I mean, where does the money go?
Is that a scholarship?
Okay, it's the Steve Reynolds Memorial. Okay, it's a scholarship. And they have the same thing, the $100,
I think we donated 100 last year.
so that you can do 100 or you can do 150 for the long drive. So you can do the whole sponsor, which is 100, or the longest drive, longest putt sponsor, which is $150. So I need a motion to either do something or nothing.
Go ahead.
Anybody want to do it? You guys want to sponsor this scholarship?
What's the scholarship for?
It's,
Steve Reynolds, right?
He was a board member and he passed away, is all I know.
and they give a scholarship to one of the golfers, or to somebody at the, let me read this for a second here.
I can't remember. I think it's for some.
These funds will go toward whatever needs, maybe in pursuit of the post of a secondary degree. We are humble and thankful to the minor leagues for the journey to college degree. So they give it to somebody for a college degree.
I make a motion for $100.
Okay, so there's a motion on the table to give the Steve Reynolds golf outing $100. Jimmy will second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? So that, there's not.
Okay, the only question I had is with this agenda, what did you say I did wrong on that? Because I sent it, when I first took office, I just made the agenda up. And then when, I didn't make it up, but I would draw it up, what was gonna be spoken. I had a form on my computer and I just typed it in. Well, now,
She sent an email, because I got it, and you're in it. It has everything in there.
yeah, but she made a bunch of changes this time. And I didn't know why, I didn't understand.
When people come to just give a public presentation, but there's no business asked, that's a whole separate category than new business.
So presentation should be where?
You can put the agenda in whatever order you like. We moved it between the consent agenda and unfinished business.
Because I thought this
for
was the way
today.
that Pete had me do it, was unfinished business and business, but you wanted to have a presentation too, right?
Well, you won't always have presentations, but when they
It seemed
are
like there was a lot
there,
of-
She's
There
just
was a
saying,
lot of changes to it, and I thought,
she's just saying if somebody's like next month, CN will be coming, but she'll be coming to do business. Because she will have.
she'll be presenting
Yes.
taxes.
well, what
So
was
then
she,
she'll
what was
be
she
down
this
here.
evening then?
Tonight she was just giving us a presentation on where
Report. Yeah.
on what they did for the since she's been here the last time. So is it a 3
I just
month,
didn't
2
think it
month,
was that big a
3 month,
deal myself. As long as she was on there, I just didn't think it was that big a deal.
Is there anything else? Is there any, give me that paper let's see who's on that.
Did the water bill adjustment get to a vote?
We voted yes,
Did vote?
yeah.
Are you on the agenda? I didn't put her on the agenda, but there's 2 other people ahead of you.
I wanted on there, I don't know if I got on there.
Yeah, sure.
I will take my heart pills, so good night, everybody.
Twice he left.
This is the third one.
Twice that I left.
So we need to make sure you put that in the minutes.
What's the big deal?
Jimmy.
What's the big
Yeah,
deal?
heart pills, 20 minutes late.
What's the big,
I don't know, I gotta take.
he's gotta take a pill.
I gotta take this too.
Well,
I have heart and
I got pills I gotta take too.
Okay, and we're here.
Well, everybody's different. I think we just pick.
Heather, you're up, come on up.
Pick, pick.
Oh.
No, it's not that.
As you know, part of the Redkey Community Development, and this week we met, or last week, we met with state reps from Oprah, and we were working towards basically membership in Main Street USA, or Main Street Indiana. ODAN is the first level. And just so you know, tomorrow morning, we will have insurance requirement for the first level to be an ODAN, which is a Oprah Downtown Affiliated Network. Purpose of ODAN is basically I'll read it. Program for local organizations and towns working to build capacity for downtown revitalization, community development, and event planning. That's what we're trying to do. We want to help the town. We're a volunteer group. We thought we'd have more volunteers, but with all the drama surrounding the fire station, we have lacked some volunteers. I think they're just not showing up because of the issues. It is what it is. We want to improve the town, so we're going to work with whoever. But the biggest roadblock right now is the rumors or whatever that the town is going to sell the fire station once we fix it up. So if you could, right now, just, I'm not asking you to take a vote, but get it on record or whatever, I don't know that. Because right now we have a group that could possibly grant us money to tuck point the entire building, but they won't give us the money unless we get assurances that the town won't sell the building right afterwards.
I'm not gonna vote to sell the building.
I've never heard any stories of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I've had 4 people this past week come up to us at the fire station and say, I'm afraid you're doing all this work for nothing because they're gonna turn around and sell the building. So, the second thing I have is, because it is a historical building, our organization highly recommends that a committee be appointed to determine what is done with the building, where it goes from here. We don't want to take control of the building. We had somebody ask us if we bought the building. We're like, no, we didn't buy the building, we don't want to own the building, we're just trying to fix it up. I would strongly recommend that a historical committee is appointed by the board. We have a few people in mind. Mr. Jeff Miller would be the main guy that I would want to see because he has the history of the town pretty much in his brain, and he only has the best interest of the town at heart. And there's a few others. Carlotta Flynn, I would actually suggest that she be on a small committee. Not asking for a budget, not asking for, just a small group of people that determine the direction of that building. Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to invest our time and energy into it, and the town volunteers and everybody who donated all their money, and it just sit there and not be used, or be used as a storage building. It can be used for whatever. Something useful. It can be used. So, like I said, as of tomorrow morning, our organization will have insurance. So, we don't plan to rent the building from the town anymore. Just we want to fix it up because it isn't rentable. This next week, we're going to secure the windows or replace the glass that's about to fall out onto the street. The south face of the clock, we finally secured it. They figured it wouldn't have lasted another winter. It would have fallen out onto the street. I'm not saying it's not just 2 years of neglect. It's a good long decades of neglect. So, again, I don't want to take up any more time, but that's what we are recommending, that the board consider a small committee to determine the direction of that building, whether it's a museum or it's a community center, whatever. We can make a commercial kitchen and local people could go in there and cook their food, and they could pay to use the kitchen. I don't know, whatever you want to use it for. But right now, we've pretty much, yes, do you have something to say? And that's what we need to do to have grant funding. Right, and that's the other thing is we need some kind of memorandum with the town to be able to apply for grant funding. So whether you appoint a committee, so the Redkey Community Development can apply in their name, or if we can work with the town, or, because we can't get grant money, state and federal, without working with the town. And we don't, like I said, we don't want to own the building. We just want it preserved and utilized.
Be there forever.
And you guys are doing a great job of it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
How many people would you need on that committee?
I would recommend like at least 3. I don't know. I've already talked to him a little bit about it, and if he doesn't want to do it, it doesn't. I just think a 3-person committee who their goal is to maintain the history of Redkey and to keep it, keep it useful. That's kind of what.
Some kind of resolution on that?
Yeah, Let's get in touch and chat about how we should structure that, whether it's just a committee and there happens to be a council member on it, or if it's an official board. of the
Right,
town.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how it works, I just think that that committee should make the determination. And we'll continue to work hand in hand with whoever that is, but we don't want people thinking that we're trying to come in and take over a building. We don't want, we don't have enough, we have to pay out of our own pocket for the insurance because we don't have any operating funds to maintain our organization. Everything we've gotten so far, we put into the clock and the tower and the lift, and we just want to improve. We want it to look nice.
It is on the historical register.
It is, since 1992, I believe.
Yeah. All the buildings uptown were put on that. Old Legion, the old bank building, all of them.
Was that all I needed to say?
Yeah, I just,
Okay. Sorry, I'm tired. I've been working up there for like 3 weeks straight, so. If anyone wants to paint, come on up. And we are only a couple people are in the lift. I know that's a concern.
Jimmy's back.
So I'll end right there on that note. Unless you guys had any questions for me. No.
Hey, Jenny.
Thanks, Heather.
Bill Hall, you'll be next. Will you sign this?
Just a minute,
And Bill, Mary
I just went home and took
I'm
a
gonna
picture.
take this. Alright, so,
You what?
Oma, you're up.
Okay, I, kinda disappointed in our council. And especially the one, last month after our meeting, was some appropriate things put on there about Ted and Sarah. And I think our council should get together and discuss that. Those things shouldn't be put on there about our employees. I was ashamed of it. And I mean, I know most things know if you get on Facebook, you know what I'm talking about. Said things about Ted and Sarah, which works hard for our town, was very inappropriate. And I think you guys should discuss that and do something about it. It shouldn't be that you talk about your employees, and especially the things that was said. And I mean, there's so many things that's just not right between you guys, and you're gonna have to do something, because people are talking about our town of Redkey, how we're handling things, and I'm ashamed of it. And that's what I want to stand up and say. It was very inappropriate. And everybody, most of you seen it on Facebook, didn't you? What they said about Ted and Sarah. And that was not professional. That was just not very professional. That's why I come out here tonight. I wanted to stand up and say that people is doing something for our town, and then people get on there and put them down like they're dirt. Now, you do what you want to about it. I don't imagine what you can do about it, but I'm standing up myself, saying that I'm ashamed that we would let a council member talk about our employees in Redkey like that.
All right, that's the end of the.
No way, I wanted to know about my sign, about, you know, coming in from the south about Beverly, you know, in the Women's Baseball Hall of Fame.
Well, we can't do anything with the park in regards to that just yet, but that's still in the
I know you
plan.
wanted to do that.
Yes.
I just want the sign that I asked about. And what's his name, Billy? Seth was going to check in on it, and it was mentioned last meeting, and I think.
Yeah, Seth's not here tonight, he had a family emergency.
Yeah, I know he did, but I thought you was going to talk to him about it or something.
I've got a lot going on since that last meeting.
Yeah.
I'll get with him and I'll get back to you myself, okay?
Okay.
But right now, he's got a family emergency going on.
Okay, all right.
I apologize.
And then one time the lawyer offered to help me close the alley by us, and if you were still interested, I need help with that.
well, I can't help you personally, but I can help from the town's
Yeah,
side,
yeah.
getting the ordinance ready.
Yeah.
I just got something really quick to say. Our tree that's decorated out there, I paid for that out of my own pocket, Gloria. We don't charge the town for that, by the way.
Somebody say we did?
No, but when you said that about the
It's our,
flowers.
yeah, it's
I
our
just wondered if
decorating.
I think that
We
did
have
that.
a holiday tree in our lobby and we decorate it. And that, we pay for that.
So nobody asked questions, yeah, we do that.
And then on Delaware, some other woman and me, we was gonna go down Delaware with a shovel and shovel all that
trash against the curbs that's in the road, well then what do we do with it?
The thing about it is, we went down and cleaned it up once, but when he mows, he throws all the sticks and stuff right back out into that area, and it's almost like a no-win situation.
Well, then we should fine him for doing stuff like that. We gotta get busy. I know we've talked about it for years. Eyesores, they're just, it's just all Redkey is. It's one great big eyesore. You know, people, like they was talking earlier, would mow, don't weed eat, and just have trash sitting everywhere, and, you know, it's just sad. But I was willing to work on that road if I knew what to do with it.
Maybe Roger Clay will let you dump, it's just grass and sticks and debris off of the street. Would you allow them to dump that out at your dump?
Talking to me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Turn that hearing aid up.
Well, who's she talking about? You talking about the warden, the farmer, or what?
No, we're talking about the people on Delaware that there's just sticks and weeds and just dirt up by the curbs and everything.
The city has a spot down there at the sewage plant they can dump.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know.
There's dirt back there to the right.
Well, you can't get back here.
Can't get back.
Can't get back here.
That's what they told us they don't want it anymore. So you're saying you want these taken up?
That's okay.
Yeah,
Good work.
tractor.
Good work. Put it on her.
I thought you said you were doing it.
I can, but there's more in my box. Alright, if that's it, I'm gonna call this meeting to.
That's not it.
Oh, what's up?
Sarah has something to say.
Okay, well, she wasn't on the list, so I apologize.
Well, because Byron was gonna bring it up, because Jenny told me to check with the IT about my access that has been removed from the website and that you didn't do it. So I emailed them, but it was a holiday weekend, so I called them today so I'd have the information tonight. And they said that my access to publish was been removed by the town, and so I no longer have access to publish to the website. And I had a Memorial Day page to honor our veterans that was not put up because the town has removed my access to publish.
Again?
And only 2 people that I can think of is the lawyer or Brenda has removed the access.
I haven't talked to Leap or had anything to do
I'm
with
not talking about
me.
Leap, Brenda, I'm talking about the IoT
Okay, I've
website.
not had any conversations with them since they gave you back
Well, then it
access
has
or
to be
whatever.
the lawyer that removed it. No. Well, then somebody's
I've been
lying.
waiting on the confidentiality agreement to come
And
back
that's
signed,
another thing
but
that
I've
I
taken
would-
no action one way or the
That
other.
was for the emails, that wasn't for the
Yeah, the
website.
email, the confidentiality is the email. My access was removed after I posted that thing for Mark about, I did a special event page, what did I tell you, May 16th?
Yep, makes sense.
And Britt, I know you've been in there because I saw that you modified a page and that, you know.
No, Sarah, I
Yeah.
have not been in there.
Okay, I can show you.
We can get a hold of them together and I can
Brenda,
send
you
you
have
an
been in
email.
there because
No.
I can see the track where you move, where.
I have done nothing in there.
It has been updated, it doesn't lie, Brenda, it's a.
Of course it doesn't, and I'll get an email from
It's
them
a
proving that I
stamp.
wasn't in it.
It's a stamp of your name saying that you modified the page.
I did not modify the page.
You can't lie.
And nor can you.
We made a motion. to
Brenda.
go right back to-
Sarah.
You're lying.
You're lying.
Like what?
Okay, then why was my access removed, Brenda?
In the beginning, it was removed
No,
for.
I had publishing access until
I
this
had
weekend.
nothing to do with it. I sent an.
They told me the
When-
town had it removed, Brenda.
When
If the
she-
lawyer didn't do it, you
Listen,
did it.
when she called me and asked me if I knew anything about it, I emailed them and Ryan sent back a text message and I know she sent it to you.
That's the email.
I don't know what you're talking
Yes,
about.
you
then.
do.
No,
You were in
I
the
don't.
system. You're lying.
Sarah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Sarah,
Yes,
are you happy, are you back like it
I
was
don't
normal?
have, no, I don't have any access based.
Last
Okay, we
meeting,
made
the
a
lawyer
motion
was
last
gonna
meeting.
take care of
We done
that.
took care of it.
And
last
the
meeting.
the
Yes.
lawyer gave me an independent contractor agreement, and I compared it with LEAP side by side, and basically, it's extremely broad. Basically, I can't do anything, I can't change passwords, I can't access the emails, I can't delete accounts, which I did all of this prior to it, where LEAP has no specific rules.
If we have the same access, why don't we have the same contract? LEAP has more access because they can access all the systems out there and I have no access to it. And then another thing, if I get sued, I pay all the legal fees even if I win. How is that fair to me? And why do you continually play these games and remove my access?
She called all of these guys on that contract, and every one of these council members agreed to that
Did they read
contract.
it? None of them read it.
I wanted you put back like we hired you.
You voted 3 times for it.
I know that.
And it hasn't
I was
happened.
the one told you that you was doing it for free and we're
Laura,
not
can
gonna
you
let
look
you do
into
it
it
for
legally
free.
and see, because I had
Every time
nothing
we
to do
got
with
here-
that. I was not in there. I did
You
not
were in
change
there,
a thing.
Brenda. I can show you the
No,
timestamp.
I wasn't.
I
What
can
was the
show you the
timestamp?
timestamp.
What was the timestamp?
I can pull it up right now.
Please do so.
I will.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Monroe, where you going, son?
He's tired.
Tired boy.
This is the third and last one,
I
right?
had already adjourned the meeting. I already hit the button on adjourn the meeting.
Oh, no, it's stuck.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Monroe.
Give us a copy of that.
take care.
Yeah, they're wants these counters from it. Go ahead and leave if you got medicine.
Because we got one.
Yeah.
I'm behind now right now.
Me too. So you can just read.
Don't pass out, cause I ain't giving you
My
my.
God.
Oh, come on.
They'll tell you how to do it right, they're both nurses, right? Here, I got a minute for you before you do it.
Yeah.
I know I got one in my pocket, I don't want you to flip flop and get that.
I don't want that one you've been using.
Oh, hold on.
I had a couple gas receipts that didn't have signatures on them, the ones that was turned in, but the ones that Jay Petroleum sent me to show me that were Italian. So they need to be yours. Well, I got them from Jay Petroleum and they had, it was Mason, he just didn't, you know, the one, they were turned in, the one that was turned in was not signed, did not have his name on it, and the ones that Jay Petroleum gave me have, so I don't know if they're keeping the wrong ones or not. I gotta figure it out, but I just don't, you know, wanna pay for any gas that's not your guys'.
Well, that's what I was telling you before, we had that while we're acting, I mean, sometimes they don't get turned into our books, but then there's other times
Yeah.
it's gotten put.
And then there was
I
one,
think it might go our
yeah.
way, but it's going on.
If I input it, I can't, I'll break the thing, but it was April 13th at 11:25. Brenda Davy.
What did I do in
So
there?
don't tell me.
I'm telling you, I don't know if.
Brenda, you can't get in there without it.
You're talking-
logging in, and you did it.
Who
April
stopped you
what?
from getting your stuff?
April 25th or April what?
April 13th at 11:25
AM? Are you sure that's not when that meeting took place up at the city building and they had me logged in? Because I'm telling you, I haven't been in there.
I don't know
Tell me
that
again.
secret, I don't know that secret meeting that you had up there, Brenda.
That secret meeting was
Well,
not something that I had, that was something that Alex called.
I'm just wondering.
He's not here to finish. I don't think he had
It was April 13th, right there.
April what?
I told you 3 times.
I don't care, tell me again.
April 13th at 11:25 a.m.
Well, what's stopping her from getting her stuff now?
So you're saying I did something on that day?
Yeah, right there. It
You
shows
can
the-
prove that I did something on that day. What did I do?
I don't know. There's a proof, a timestamp that you adjusted that file on that day on the website.
It says thank you, what does that mean?
I don't know. I'm just
Can you
saying,
click on it and open it and see what it is?
I'm just saying she has access to this. That's what I'm telling you. She has access to this, so she can turn my access on and off, which she did. So I don't
did
have
not.
publishing access.
I did not.
Then how did it automatically
I
stop?
have no idea. I'm not
Well,
even
then
here.
What is the contact person at
She was
IoT?
contacting them. I contacted them and they wouldn't even give me more information because they said it was the town.
Do you
Well,
have
we
a
made a
specific
motion. Give you
person
back your
at
job.
IoT, a name,
Everybody comes with it.
a number?
And that just says thank you.
It had nothing to do with that.
And it hasn't
And this is
happened
the
yet.
difference between
It hasn't happened yet.
So I thought
And
you
Sarah,
You guys need to do
after you
something
sent back
about
some
that.
red lines, I
That's
took
right.
out
That's
the
right.
attorney's fees provision. It's not in there anymore.
It is, and to some extent, I don't have to pay all if I win.
Where are you looking?
I just did a summary of everything, and this is the comparison between LEAP. I'm just saying, why is LEAP's different than mine? Because LEAP has way more access than I do. And you know, I'm just doing this out of the kindness of my heart. And, you know, I have a full-time job. I'm just trying to help the
There's not a
town.
corporate structure with major insurance policies for potential confidentiality breaches. That's why we're putting this in place.
What's it?
It is
Why-
a very reasonable and short
Why
agreement.
did it need to be? Because I've done this for over a year and it was never an issue.
Never.
And I am a very honest person and I don't lie about removing someone's access from the webpage.
But now what haven't you ain't got right now you're supposed to have?
I don't
Got
have the
nothing.
super admin access and I lost publishing access to the website.
How come you
Hey, is
can't
Alex
get it?
still here?
Because
Is
the,
Alex still here?
because the IoT won't give it to me because the town has the authority.
Hey, Alex. That meeting that you had set up with your city, me too. I second that. I second that. What was the other guy's name?
Is this official?
Yes.
I don't know.
It's almost 9 o'clock. I gotta go home.
No, they was gonna do it last, I'm curious, I thought nobody was gonna take care of it. And she does it all for free.
I don't smoke.
Sarah does get compensated, I think, just for.
But not pay,
It is.
regular pay.
Right, well.
Yeah, I do
she
get
does
compensated, but I put in a lot of work into that
I know,
website.
I know.
And I did it all free until I started getting compensated only because Jimmy had told me to put in an agreement.
Yeah.
And I'm doing, you know, I'm trying to help the town and Brenda's blocking me.
No, Brenda's not doing it. You can blame Brenda all you want to. All of this got started with Alex. All 3 meetings that's ever come about was from Alex because he doesn't want you to have access to the emails. That's the truth.
Bring him in here.
Even this contract. Yeah,
Yeah.
right out there. Bring him in.
Technically, nobody should have
I'm sick and
access to
tired of being
Alex
attacked because it
stuff.
wasn't me that set any of this up, it was Alex.
Well, that's hard to believe because
Hey, Alex.
Cause you had me INEX certified
I
access and
think
stuff.
they need an explanation of INEX certification being required for access, and there was no way.
So the very first meeting that came about with her having access to the emails, are you the one that, so you're the one that reached out to IOH or whatever, and that was the conversation where she said she was rogue, right? You're the one that reached out to them.
I reached out to, whatever it is, Indiana Department.
Okay, and then, the next meeting with the 2 people that were up at this, city building, you're the one that set that meeting up.
I didn't set the meeting up, I was told there was a meeting.
You called me the day before and said that there was a meeting the next day that I knew nothing about, and I showed up to the meeting and you had an emergency come up and you left,
Yes.
correct? You set that up, right?
I didn't set it up.
Then how did it come about?
I was contacted by someone from the state, I don't know who it was, and they wanted to stop by and discuss things with LEAP, and then,
So, and then you called me to come to that meeting, so I did, right? And then after these guys voted Sarah to have access to the emails again, you reached out to Mara to get something done about the emails again because you didn't want Sarah to have access to the emails.
I did it because I was concerned
Because
about.
I'm getting the blame for all of
Because I
this.
am concerned about the content of the emails. I was under the impression that the confidentiality agreement would solve that issue, correct?
It would.
There you go.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Did she have the emails before you
Yes.
said that you
Yes.
didn't want them? Did she have them emails?
Yes.
She had
How
access,
long did you have this?
she had access to his.
Over a
Since June
year?
last year.
She had them over a year.
And he was unable, and he contacted me, I guess there was some kind of a,
So, hold on, so are we talking about a confidentiality
I
agreement?
gotta get my data.
Are we talking about the
That is what started
confidentiality?
all this. yes.
Okay, so the confidentiality agreement, if you sign that, I don't have a problem.
Wait about it.
That's,
That is too broad because it's gonna hold me
I
accountable
don't write that.
to
I
the rest
don't
of
write
my
that.
life. Confidentiality for the rest of my
okay,
life.
so
But
everything,
LEAP only has 3 years and they have the same access.
Honestly,
Okay, then
I
that
don't
falls
think
back on
anybody
Lee.
else should have access to your emails, period.
But it's not that you have access to the emails, you just control, like if he leaves, who's gonna take care of that?
wait, or whoever.
Yeah, but that's what I used to do, so why is LEAP okay to do it but not me?
Well, my thing is that if someone sees something they're not supposed to see, they can fall back on that. But if you sign the confidentiality agreement, I don't have a problem, I don't
But
care.
that binds me the rest of my life and LEAP is only 3 years. Why is it so different? Why is that?
So that sucks being an independent contractor. I mean, I'm privy to a lot of stuff too, to the rest of my
I
life.
wouldn't have access to
Period.
his emails, I would have access to control who had, like if he leaves.
So you wouldn't be able to read his emails?
No, and I kept telling him that and the lawyer that.
That's not what we were told by LEAP.
Did
Once
they
you have
show you the
super
back
admin
end?
access, you could access
I-
everyone's
And
emails,
anything,
change their
yes.
passwords, delete them, do whatever was needed for that account. That's why I put the clause in there that you just wouldn't do any of that unless the council told you to.
But
It
then
covers
why
it.
all the legal fees and why
The
all
legal fees are not in there.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, you guys, it's almost time, I gotta go.
well, we're gonna have to discuss it.
Well, what about my website access? It's gone.
I am gonna give her access to IOH, I'll give you that,
IoT?
yeah, IoT, yes. And she can call them and see, because I had nothing to do with that.
And I don't even have a contact person.
I didn't set any of it up, Sarah.
If you ain't got what you're supposed to have, you call me.
Meeting adjourned.
You know it.